Number 4, Cage Cheney. Cage is escorted by his mom, Shannon, his dad, Darren, his nana, Eileen, his papa, Robert, and his sister, Portia. His favorite football memory is winning the first CIF Division II football game against Lemoore. His Bible verse comes from Isaiah 40:29-30. He gives strength to the weary, increases the power of the weak. Even the youth grow tired and weary. And young men stumble and fall, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on the wings of eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not grow faint. Words of wisdom to underclassmen. Have faith in your brothers, and they will help guide your way. Cage Cheney. Number 2, Aiden Dallin. Aiden is accompanied by his mom, Marcy, his dad, Kevin, his grandparents, Linda and Art. His favorite football memory is coming home from camp week and sleeping until 4 p.m. and beating slow last year. His Bible quote comes from Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. His wisdom, stay committed to the things you love and honor the Lord while doing it. Aiden Dallin. Our next senior, Jackson Iris. He's accompanied by his mom, Laura, his dad, Chuck, and his sister, Emily. His favorite football memory is singing Lean on Me with the team last year. His favorite Bible verse comes from Psalms 27. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. His words to underclassmen, don't rely on others for your happiness. True happiness is found within yourself. Jackson Harris. Our next senior, number 77, R.J. Essman. R.J. is accompanied by his mom, Corey, his dad, Roy, and his uncle, Mike. His favorite football memory is grinding through camp week with the team. His Bible verse comes from Luke 1:37. For with God nothing shall be impossible. His wisdom is keep working, trust in the process, and stay patient because your time is coming. R.J. Essman. Now, number 80, Donovan Foss. Donovan is with his mom, Tammy, his Aunt Kim, his Uncle Kurt, Grandma Kathy, cousins Matt, brother Zach, Grandma Marcella, and Pastor Morgan. His favorite football memory is starting the first time on varsity. His verse comes from Psalm 18:2. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. His words of wisdom: don't give up during the hard times. There's always a way through tough times. Donovan Foss. Number 3, Tyler Garrett. Tyler is with his mom, Amy, his dad, Brett, his sister, Hannah, his brother, Braden, Grandpa Jim, Grandma Debbie, and Aunt Kristen. His favorite football memories are the beach days with the boys after summer practices. His Bible verse comes from John 15:13. Greater love hath no man than this, that may lay down his life for his friends. Words of wisdom to the underclassmen: smack the kid across from you on every single play. Tyler Garrett. Number 40, Max Henchett. Max is with his mom, Kelly, his dad, Mike, his brothers, Jake and Wyatt, his grandma, Lesta. His favorite football memory is Camp Week 2021. His favorite Bible verse is Isaiah 58:11. Where God guides, he provides. His words of wisdom are: be open to new things and enjoy the few years you get to play. Max Henchett. Number 11, Jamar J.J. Howard. J.J.'s with his mom, Jessica, his grandpa, Daryl, his grandma, Donna. His favorite football memory is when we beat Slow High School last year, even though all the odds were stacked against us. His Bible verse is Philippians 4:13. I can do all through him. He gives me strength. Never give up. For it is just a place and time that the tide will turn. Words of wisdom: don't make excuses, just get it done, on and off the field. And always be kind to others. You never know what people are going through. A smile can change a person's day. Jamar J.J. Howard. Number 7, George Kardashian. George is with his mom, Sarah, and his dad, Aaron. His favorite football memory is beating San Luis Obispo last year. He enjoys Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Words of wisdom: enjoy the years you have, because senior year comes real quick. George Kardashian. Number 42, David Luetta. David is with his mom, Amy, his dad, Gil, his sister, Liliana, and his friend, Taylor. His favorite football memory was the council at camp week this year. His Bible verse is Psalms 73:26. My flesh and my heart faileth, but God is the strength in my heart and my portion forever. Words of wisdom, it's gone before you know it. Hang out with those you love as much as possible. David Luetta. And Mario Luetta, number 34. He's also with his mom, Amy, and his dad, Gil, his sister, Liliana, and his friend, Taylor. His football memory are the countless laughs, smiles, and emotions shared within the locker room. I would also like to thank Coach Schuster for the unconditional love and support through my time at Mission. The many sacrifices he's made will forever truly be appreciated. His Bible verse is from Isaiah 40:29-30. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even the youth grows tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on the wings of eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not grow faint. His words of wisdom are cherished every second with your friends and family while you're here. Down the road, it's the small moments that will be remembered most. Mario Luetta. Number 1, Cole Tanner. Cole is with his mom, Leah, his dad, Bob, his brother, Hunter, his nana, Cindy, Grandpa, Steve, Grammy, Lynn, and Papa Ron. His favorite football memory is camp week nights in the gym with all the boys. His Bible verse, 2 Samuel 23:8. Tacoma night was the chief of the 3. He raised his spear against 800 men, whom he killed in one encounter. His words of wisdom is learn to lose your ego and listen to senior leaders. And don't forget to always take souls. Cole Tanner. Last but certainly not least, number 9, Colby White. Colby is with his mom, Stacy, his dad, Brett, his brother, Austin, and his uncle, Blair. His favorite football memories are council meetings during camp week with the boys. His Bible verse comes from Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Words of wisdom, enjoy every moment with your team and trust in the process. Colby White. Ladies and gentlemen, our football seniors of the class of 2023. 23.
Welcome back. Grass side. I guess that's grass side. I'd like to say court side. This ain't basketball, though. I'm Brian Stanley. Joining me is Stephan Hodges. And this is the Mercedes-Benz of San Luis Obispo pregame show. Since 2012, Mercedes-Benz of San Luis Obispo has been serving the community of San Luis Obispo. If there's a Mercedes-Benz you're looking for that's on the market, they are the place to go find it. Check them out, Mercedes-Benz of San Luis Obispo. We do apologize. We did have a pregame going earlier. Had some technical issues, got kicked offline. I think that is the jitters of the system not wanting to work tonight under the pressure that this is the Mountain League Championship game here live from downtown San Luis Obispo. Just a hop, skip, and a jump down the street from the Mission. We got our faithful cameraman back, Thomas Bowden, working the Adams Family Theater production here on campus in the original gymnasium.
Got a pretty short hop, skip, and a jump if you can't make it from campus to the Mission. It's across one intersection.
Hey, I couldn't make it in a hop, skip, and a jump. I'm just saying
that's fair.
Most people couldn't, okay? Okay, so let's, I know we really ran down what's going on here. The pregame warm-ups have already taken place. They're sponsored by Kennedy Club Fitness, serving San Luis Obispo since 2011. Or no, excuse me, way farther back than that. Since like a long time ago, 1981, 41 years. Want to give them the proper dues they deserved. I knew there was a 1 in that.
Yeah, there you
81. Keeping San Luis Obispo healthy, fit, trim. I should go join the club.
Absolutely.
So other than that, we're getting ready for a huge matchup tonight. I'm feeling a little lackluster at this moment because we had that beautiful pregame, and you probably only saw about 20 seconds of it.
Live and let live, right? Let's go back over the big beats. Both these teams coming into this game undefeated, unbeaten in league play, 6-0. They've beaten the big names on the Central Coast, Lompoc, Paso, Arroyo Grande, all teams that are fantastically coached, have fantastic talent. Quite frankly, have bigger enrollments than both these schools have on their own. Granted, part of that's private schools can bring in talent from outside their district, but a lot of it comes down to good coaching. Such good coaching that Coach Pepe Villasenor has coached St. Joe to back-to-back Mountain League championships. The Mountain League championship has been untouched by anyone but St. Joe, and then 1/3 of AG and 1/3 went to Paso last year. There won't be a split this year. This year, it's coming down to this. It's going to be Mission versus St. Joe. Winner takes all. This is as good of a setup as you can imagine.
It's going to be the reigning, defending, undisputed Mountain League champion.
Yeah, and then you've got the challenger in Mission Prep. Mission Prep, an Ocean League team. Last year, they brought home the Ocean League championship.
Yes.
We're undefeated in play there. You could hear, if you watch the senior intros, how much they played and worked their rear ends off to get that Ocean League title. The Mountain League title is that much harder to get to. Each step that this team has taken has been monumentous. Going from 8-man to 11-man, fundamentally very hard. Going from Ocean League to Mountain League, just as big of a step. You're talking about much bigger schools, much bigger enrollments, long-standing traditions, all of that good stuff that you expect from the top league in an area. That's what the Mountain League brings. Bringing home this title, to me, means more than a CIF championship. This is something that people are going to remember. This is something that's in your own control. These are the guys in your backyard. They prepare for you each and every week. They know who's on your team. They know where you buy your groceries. This is a tougher game than potentially what you could see in playoffs. And more than that, it's a fair game. And that's what I think is more important than a lot of what you see in CIF. This is a game that Mission Prep signed up for when they made that jump. This is what they wanted. This is what they've been looking forward to all year long, is a shot at that title. And there are 13 other teams on the Central Coast that do not have that shot.
And again, you see the St. Joseph Knights warming up still. Tonight's warm-ups brought to you by Kennedy Club Fitness, serving the community of San Luis Obispo since 1981. the best fitness club year after year, keeping San Luis Obispo healthy, fit, and trim. All that good stuff. St. Joseph Knights coming in at 8-1, 6-0 in the Mountain League. Their head coach, Pepe Villasenor, is in his 5th season, 36-13 at the helm of the St. Joseph Knights. The St. Joseph Knights coming in tonight, traditional team colors, Kelly green, white, and gold. We're going to see the white uniforms with Kelly green numbers, dark green pants, and white helmets for the Knights tonight. They come in riding a 6-game Mountain League winning streak, 3-game road winning streak. They are 5-0 this season at home and 3-1 on the road. That one loss this season coming by way of the Newberry Park Panthers, 31-21. As Stephen has pointed out, the Knights have 4 consecutive league championships under the direction of head coach Pepe Villasenor. And the St. Joseph Knights in the last 5 seasons are 22-1, including 3 undefeated seasons. Your Mission Prep Royals coming tonight 7-2, 6-0 in the Mountain League under the direction of head coach David Schuster. His 6th season, he is 45-13 at the helm. The Royals offense has produced 3,269 yards, 1,442 through the air, 1,827 on the ground. The Mission Prep Royals ride a 6-game winning streak in the Mountain League. They ride a 12-game winning streak in league play that dates back to the Morro Bay game on 4/16/21. They ride a 14-game home winning streak that started with Morro Bay on October 11th, 2019. They are 4-0 this season at home, 3-2 on the road, and they are the 2021 Ocean League champs. The Newcomers looking to knock off the perennial powerhouse. I think it's safe to say that the Royals are the underdog in this one, and we're going to have a heavyweight fight on our hands tonight.
Hey, they're the underdogs, but I'd say that this is a pretty even matchup all told. And, you know, you're going to always have an underdog and an overdog, right? But this is a pretty even split. You look at what Mission Prep brings to the table, and you look at where St. Joe has struggled. Mission Prep can do quite well. Last week, St. Joe had issues getting away from Lompoc until the 4th quarter. A lot of that came down to issues on the perimeter. Well, Mission Prep can attack that perimeter. Going through the middle, if they start to give too much respect to the outside, you've got 2 great running backs, Cole Tanner and Drew Harrigan, who can really pound the rock quite well. And while St. Joe's probably the most complete team on the Central Coast, Mission Prep, you got to say a lot for. They've come a long way, and they've gotten more solid week by week. Last week against Rigetti, they didn't have the score spread that they probably wanted, but they still looked pretty good. They were in control of that entire game despite it being a 1-score game.
And looking down the depth chart on the opposite side of the ball, St. Joseph Knights are led by quarterback Darian Mensah with 1,985 yards thrown this season, 22 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, completing 73% of his passes. His leading target this season is Colin Foss, the junior receiver. 56 receptions, 1,041 yards, 14 touchdowns. Their leading back this season is Carter Vargas, the junior back, with 1,102 yards, 15 touchdowns.
Well, you look at the St. Joe team and you wonder, well, what makes them so special? What makes them the team that everyone's chasing in the Mountain League? And I've got one word for you, agility. This coaching staff develops agility unlike what you see at most schools. They get through the holes well. You can see highlight after highlight, Darian Mensah being able to change direction in the backfield while he's being pursued and avoiding sacks. You can watch the highlights of Carter Vargas going through the middle of the line and keeping his feet under him while he adjusts around and makes big plays happen. This is a very agile team. It's going to be up to Mission Prep to take those lanes away for them to cut back through and adjust in as they go through. As we say that the walk begins for Mission Prep. Maybe the last time for some of these seniors to be doing the walk along Palm.
And as we talk about the Mission Prep Royals tonight, let's talk about the leading stats. getters for the Royals at quarterback, senior quarterback Colby White, completing 62% of his passes this season, 1,442 yards, 19 touchdowns through the air, and 4 interceptions. His leading target this season, Jamar J.J. Howard, the senior receiver with 27 catches, 655 yards, 9 touchdowns, and a 91-yard reception, his longest. Joining him in the receptions, leading for the Royals, Tyler Garrett, the senior receiver with 20 catches, 309 yards, 8 touchdowns with a 44-yard long, and Mario Loera coming in later in the season with plenty of big catches, 12 receptions, 184 yards, 1 touchdown, 45-yard reception, his long. Rushing the ball, the big leading back, the big train, the freight train, Drew Harrigan, the junior back, 157 carries, 1,160 yards, 14 touchdowns, 58-yard long carry for him. Joining him with only 5 games under his belt for the Royals, Cole Tanner, the senior, 31 carries, 289 yards, 5 touchdowns, including a 98-yarder broken off. We saw that one. And Colby White has 281 yards for his squad, 1 touchdown for 43 carries.
Well, you look at all those stat getters, you look at what this team brings to the field, and really it's a complete squad. And a lot of that comes down to the guys up front, the guys like Kyle Hawk, RJ Esmond, those big bodies up front allowing the big players to make these things happen. And that's going to be really the key tonight for the Mission Prep Royals. They struggled a little against Spaghetti, getting those big bodies to move the ball well, but as they've developed this game, I expect it to be a much bigger game for those big guys up front. Whoever controls the trenches probably going to win this game.
And control those trenches for the defense of the Royals, led by the Loera brothers. The senior brothers have a total of 213 tackles together. David Loera with 113 himself. Mario Loera with 100. They're joined by Connor Lopez, the junior, only 4 games in the season, 48 tackles with 14 solos. And then senior George Kardashian with 47 tackles and 20 of those coming solo. We talk about this matchup and how this is we can look at it this many ways, the newcomer versus the reigning champion, as the Royals really get ready now to enter Royal Stadium here in downtown San Luis Obispo. We can look at this as Northern Santa Barbara County versus San Luis Obispo County. The one other matchup that you pointed out to me, this is a diocese versus diocese matchup within the Catholic education system, Stephen, as the Royals are the furthest south team or high school in the Monterey Diocese, and yes, the Knights of St. Joseph are the furthest north school in the Los Angeles Diocese for a high school.
Yes, Battle of the Bishops here tonight, as it's going to be LA Diocese, not to be confused with the Archdiocese, which Mission's also part of the Archdiocese of LA, but the just Diocese of Los Angeles. Mission Prep is St. Joe is the furthest north, as the river represents the border between Monterey and the LA Diocese. So a little bit of pride in that regard, too, between the two schools and the two church communities, in fact.
So that's a big matchup that we have going here. Let's talk. That was Wes Shepard in the background there. We'll pull him out as we've now entered game time. We're moments away from the first quarter kicking off here between your Mission Prep Royals and the St. Joseph Knights of Santa Maria. And tonight's first quarter is brought to you by Via Automotive. Via Automotive has been helping your family for over 70 years. Check them out here in downtown San Luis Obispo or online at viaautomotive.com.
Mission Prep's going to start with the ball this game. They're going to be receiving the kickoff. And something to keep in mind for Mission right now is that this isn't a game that you should need to be motivated for, right? This isn't a game that you need those big coach talks you always hear about, those halftime, hey, you know, we got to go and run through a brick wall because we're tougher than they are. No, this is a game that if you aren't motivated for intrinsically, you're not going to win. This is a championship game. You need to have trust the process. These are the games that are forged in the weight rooms in the offseason. These are the games forged when no one's looking. This is the type of game that if you weren't prepared in summer for, you're not prepared now. And it's easy to forget that. It's easy to get too excited. They've got to come out and do what they know to do.
The Son, and the Holy Spirit. Strong and faithful God, as we come together for this contest, we ask that you bless these athletes, keep them safe from injury and harm, instill in them respect for each other, and reward them for their perseverance. Lead us all to the rewards of your kingdom, where you live and reign forever and ever. Amen. Please remain standing and remove your hats and turn your attention to the stars and stripes as we honor America with our national anthem. Tonight's anthem is performed by Mission Prep sophomore Andy Tracy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you.
Stephen, it is time for Mountain League Championship football right here on Prep Sports Network. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by California Fresh Market and driven by Hyundai of San Luis Obispo. Our first quarter is presented by Via Automotive. I'm Brian Stanley. Joining me tonight, Stephen Hodges and Thomas Bowden. And we're getting ready for a matchup. And Stephen, this is the second year in a row UNLV have gotten to call an official championship game in high school football.
Well, for second time for you. I was not at the slow game last year.
You were not?
It broke my heart to not be here. I
yes,
was watching
I remember that.
In Portland. I was at
It was
Trailblazers
Mr. Connor
game.
Allen that was with me that
It
night.
was. I was in my blue, cheering on Big Blue while I was in Portland watching another game. I got some weird looks watching high school football while I was at Trailblazers game, but it was worth it. Watching that big game, I wish that'd be an every year thing, but maybe in the future we'll work towards that. In the meantime, we've got another style rivalry game, Catholic Showdown here on the coast.
Jack Stolberg getting ready to kick off as Jaden Nozil and J.J. Howard back to receive. This one's on the ground, and Nozil's going to pick this one up. And Nozil's off to the races from the 21 up to about the 30. And it's going to be Royals ball, 1st and 10 from, we're going to say, the 30-yard line from the left hash mark, 11:56 here in the first quarter. We are officially underway. The Via Automotive first quarter.
And this is the type of game you don't want to get too cute with it. This is something, just get out there, do what you're best at. That's how you got to this game. Just continue that pattern going forward. It can be easy to get too cute as you try and push too far.
Colby White under center. Pushing forward. And Townsend with the carry. And that is a good 5-yard gain for the offense.
Isaac Townsend on the fullback trap, just following the right guard there. looks to be big old number 66, Gabe Almada. And that was a good push forward from the fullback trap. But you don't always see the big gains. But when you can get 5 yards on a quick handoff, great sign for your offense.
2nd and 5 from the 35. Left hash mark under center, Colby White. Hands off to Cole Tanner, the back, who stopped at the line of scrimmage.
He's taken down by George Hernandez.
And George Hernandez on the tackle for the Knights. 1 yard gain. 3rd and 4 for Mission Prep as Colby White comes in from the sideline with the call from head coach David Schuster.
Defensive tackles for the Knights, getting a big jump there. Give Andrew Lepe some love there as well as he's able to get to the backfield. Not a lot of room to run up front on that play.
Mountain League Championship I formation. Colby White under center, jump at the line. And called for the jump, Erwin Tomey. And that's going to be a first down. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line for Mission Prep. Still riding the left hash mark. 10:44 in the first quarter.
And that's a free set of downs that St. Joe cannot afford to give up. That's just a boneheaded play. He's right over the ball and just a jump because he's getting a little too eager.
High formation, tight end off to the right-hand side. Late handoff to the back. Cole Tanner off to the races across the 50, across the 45, and out at the 42-yard line of the St. Joseph Knights. A good pickup for the senior back.
I love that play design for the speed back of the Royals. Cole Tanner does a good job changing speed or changing direction at speed. And when you give him a delayed handoff like that, he's going to have his pick of where he wants to go with it. Just goes to the left off tackle and finds a big gap. First down for the Royals.
1st and 10, ball officially spotted at the 43-yard line. Left hash mark under center. Hands off to Drew Harrigan. Harrigan pushes forward past the center. And Harrigan with a good 5-yard pickup for the Royals. And the Royals keep turning forward with 10:08 on the clock and pushing.
Give a lot of credit on the play of Gabe Rodriguez. He caved in the nose tackle there. I didn't see which one it was and just won his battle. That opened up a hole for Drew Harrigan. Even though contact was made at the line of scrimmage, that hole allowed for Drew to push forward and get that extra yardage.
Tight end to the right side, I formation, single receiver each side for White, who hands off to Harrigan. Harrigan trying to get outside, break the corner, does for the first down. And he is out towards the 25-yard line, awaiting the official spot. Mission Prep first down, and that is a Mountain Air first down.
Drew Harrigan just following the block of his fullback, Isaac Townsend. Townsend gets that contact, and Harrigan bounces the outside, moves the chains once again. Just well designed by Mission Prep. This isn't anything that we haven't seen in the season yet this far. This isn't any brand new concepts or ideas. This is just them doing what's best and what I talked about at the start of the drive.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Now on the right hash mark if we switch sides of the field. Working the I formation, hands off to Drew Harrigan. Harrigan with the seam, off to the races once again, inside the 15, down to the 10-yard line before he's taken out of bounds. And Carter Vargas on the chase on that one, taking Drew Harrigan out of bounds.
Just again, I'm astonished by the blocking of the Royals right now. They're doing a great job winning that battle. There's only been 1 or 2 plays in this drive. That's now getting to be quite an extensive drive. Where you can say, all right, the play could have been blocked better there. This time it was R.J. Esmond caving in his defender and giving a big lane to Drew Harrigan.
And Harrigan picks up a Mountain Air first down. Check them out, 667 Marsh Street for all your outdoor activity needs. 1st and 9, or 1st and goal from the 9, that is. Harrigan with the handoff once again, and he's taken down in the backfield. And Erwin Teomi on the stop on that one.
Erwin Teomi just got past the defender and gets in the backfield, gets his big reach out there and pulls down Drew Harrigan in the backfield. That's not how you want to start your goal line push, but this is the type of situation that Erwin Teomi is designed for.
2nd and 12, goal line stance. High formation. White looking to delay the throw, hands it off to Harrigan. Harrigan in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Royals! 12-yard carry for Drew Harrigan. First touchdown of the night. And that is his 15th of the season. That is a KD Capital touchdown.
Just a beautiful delayed handoff, and it is the same concept. The defensive tackles, or the offensive tackles, jump backwards, pull the defense up the field. Drew Harrigan gets the ball in his hands, has his choice of where to go with it, and just finds a clean lane to the end zone. Beautiful play there by the Royals.
Hanchett for the extra point. Up and good onto Napomo Street. And striking first is your Mission Prep Royals. And that is 7-0 our score here in the first quarter. 8:24 remains. We'll be right back.
Feel like eating out, maybe ordering in? Why not try Papa's Thai Cafe, proud sponsor of Mission Prep High School football. Located right downtown off Monterey and Johnson, open Tuesday to Sunday, Papa Thai's Cafe.
A beautiful 12-yard run by Drew Harrigan on the delayed handoff from Colby White. Puts the Royals up 7-0 in this Mountain League Championship game.
And coming out swinging are the Royals, but they've got to be ready to get that other side. And defense has been a worry for the Royals, as while they've had one of the highest scoring offenses in the league, they've also had some of the most points against. So they've got to figure out a way here to slow down this Knights offense. We're going to see Darian Mensah take the field here soon. He's had offers from Tulane, Idaho State, all across Division I. He's going to be a guy to watch here in this game. He could be the deciding factor. So if the Royals can contain him, it'd mean a lot for this game going forward.
Max Hanchett getting ready to boot off this Sunday car wash kickoff. Open in downtown San Luis Obispo. Nice kickoff.
Vargas picks it up at the 10.
And Vargas inside the 10-yard line picks it up, trying to weave his way down the sideline in front of the St. Joseph bench before he's snagged up. And that is going to be a St. Joseph first down as they start their first drive of this contest.
So with the Knights offense taking the field, here's what you can expect if you're a Royals fan. Haven't seen a lot of it. It's a little bit of an old school offense, all told. It's just done out of the shotgun formation, so it doesn't look that way. They run a lot of heavier sets, tight end and wing quite frequently. A lot of times you're only going to have 2 wide receivers out there in the formation with a running back and a flanker back / fullback. It's not going to be unlike what the Royals run, in fact.
Motion by the Knights. Mensah working from that shotgun pistol for formation. And Fierro with the handoff. And pushed forward on the left side. Picks up a decent gain for the Knights. And it's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fierro, the number 2 back behind Carter Vargas. Carter Vargas has been banged up on and off through the year, so I wouldn't expect to see him take a ton of snaps this game. But Fierro, 56 carries now. 506 yards and 5 touchdowns, including that last one he just had.
Carter in the backfield with Mensah. Hands off to Vargas this time. Vargas trying to deliver a stiff arm before he meets the scrum. And no big gain for Vargas on that one. Maybe about a half yard.
David Loera is going to be tested at that Mike linebacker position with Vargas, because something that Vargas can do that very few running backs on the Central Coast do is change direction while between the tackles. If he's within a hole, he can cut it outside or inside. That really tests a Mike linebacker who's trying to plug that gap. If there's room to go side to side, it means you've got to be that much bigger and fill that much more space.
Mensah in the backfield with Vargas once again. Trips to his left-hand side, or to his right, excuse me. He's going to keep it on this one. And the pressure coming. And the pressure gets to him. And that's Lucas Elmerick making the stop. But the pressure coming by David Loera and numerous other Royals.
And Darian Mensa not afraid to take off with his legs, but what a stand by the Royals. Did a good job containing that run, keeping it between the tackles, and then when Darian Mensa gets the ball in his hands, couldn't find an open man downfield, forced to take off on the run, just got caught by the Royals defense. Can't ask for a better starting drive than that for the Royals.
And 4th and 3, the punt unit is out as we approach the halfway mark through the first quarter. One extra man needed on the field for the punt unit. And that's not what you want to see from your special teams in a championship game. Miscommunication. And a good punt, excuse me. And it's going to bounce. Cole Tanner's just going to let it bounce. Collected by the Knights as it's scooped up by Dylan Fleming. And it's 1st and 10 Mission Prep Royals from the 41-yard line. 59 yards to go for another score here.
Last time the Royals had the ball, they controlled the ball well in the trenches, pushed up front, got a lot going with their run game. Didn't really have to test the arm of Colby White all that much. But I expect as this game goes on, the Knights are going to start bringing more into the box. Already we're seeing 8 guys right next to that ball as you see them line up pre-snap. When you start seeing 8 people in the box is when you start looking to throw the ball. So we'll see, they're unloading the box now, but keep an eye on that as the game continues.
4-man front for the St. Knights defense. Handoff to Drew Harrigan out of the backfield, and he's pushed backwards. They're going to give him forward progress of 1 yard. 2nd and 9 for the Royals.
The Knights are tough customers at the point of attack. Their defensive tackles are very hard to push out of the way. They're very strong, and we saw in that first drive, they can get to the backfield pretty easily too and move a little bit. So keep an eye on the guards and center. That's going to be where a lot of these battles are won and lost, just like it was there. That is score 1 for the Knights.
5:12 on the clock running, I formation. Harrigan spins. Double pitch. White looking for some room. Colby White gets through the line before he's stopped. Mark Pullman with the tackle, following a 3-yard gain by the quarterback for the Royals.
Well, Flea Flicker gave a lot of credit to Jeremiah Filson on the near side here. The corner was the one that they were trying to victimize by faking a run and then going through the air. But Filson stayed in the coverage, stayed next to J.J. Howard, didn't give the easy throw a chance to get thrown. So Filson staying very disciplined here early.
Our score 7-0 following a 12-yard Drew Harrigan carry early in this first quarter. 4:24 on the clock. Royals pushing 3rd and 6 here. Colby White directing his receivers. Tyler Garrett with the completion across the 50, across the 35, down to the 32-yard line. Great pass as Colby White directs his receivers.
You could tell these guys have been playing with each other for a long time. That little improvised play, because it was designed as a one-step drop, just drop, hit the button hook. Garrett was covered, so they extend the play towards where second base would be, down to that hash mark, get the throw there, just what you want to see. Quarterback and wide receiver chemistry at the highest level.
And that's a Mountain Air first down from the novice to the veteran outdoorsman. Check him out, 667 Marsh Street. Delayed handoff on the fake, completed to Mario Loera. He's looking for a touchdown. Touchdown, Royals! 32-yard touchdown completion from Colby White to Mario Loera. And the Royals lead 13-0, awaiting the extra point here in the first quarter.
And it fills my heart to see Mario Loera get a touchdown on senior night. This is the last guaranteed game they're going to have here. This is a guy that's seen all of those changes we've talked about. We talk about, they went from being an 8-man team to being in the Ocean League to being in the Mountain League. When they made that transition to 11-man, he was one of the guys that got called up as a freshman. He's had this whole journey with the Royals. He's been a big part of this transition. To see him rewarded with the touchdown on senior night is amazing. What a play by the senior Mario Loera.
And that's Mario Loera's second touchdown of the season. And we have a 14-0 lead for the Mission Prep Royals here in this Mountain League Championship game.
Would not have expected this if you had told me at any point that this was how the game was going to go. The Knights are a team that know how to respond, though. They were down last week against Lompoc. They've got a lot of fight left in them. However, Mission Prep, this is as good of a start as you could have asked for. Scoring on both your first 2 drives, getting a 3 and out on the only drive you've been out there for defense. This is how it needs to go. You got to stay disciplined. Don't take any boneheaded penalties. Don't open that door back out open for the Knights. Force them to break it back down.
And the fact that your defense has only been out there for 3 plays, I mean, they're still fresh. The Loera brothers are still ready to go.
I mean, Mario Loera did just run a 32-yard touchdown. It's not exactly how it works in high school.
But we're also talking about Mario Loera.
That's true. He's quite a special player. So is his brother David. Both those guys have absolutely earned their way into this game. And what a start for the Royals. But St. Joe got a lot of respect for these guys. I'm not willing to start penning the finish to this one yet.
Nobody's pinning the finish yet. Royals ready to go. Vargas back to receive this kickoff. This is a Sunday car wash kickoff. Open in downtown San Luis Obispo. Check them out. 363 Santa Rosa Street. And Vargas with the return. Trying to get out past the 30-yard line before the scrum gets taken down with the whistle. I wish I let him scrum a little bit longer.
I mean, as soon as the forward progress stops is where you should blow the whistle. We've seen some issues, Cal Poly with that this year, but here comes the Mission defense once again. Last time they were out there, they stuffed a couple runs after short gains. Then a passing situation came around. Darian Mensah attempted a pass, but ended up scrambling and was just short of the sticks. I don't expect that pattern to continue. If you let Darian Mensah run around like that, he's usually going to get a first down. So keep an eye on that star quarterback in the backfield. As I said, he's got a lot of D1 offers for a reason.
Super Mario back in the game with his brother David. Mensah looking to the sidelines, double checking the call. Vargas in the backfield with him. Split receivers, quick pass fired, incomplete. And Moraski, the intended target.
That's just disappointing. Normally when you get that ball in your hands, he can start looking at field. I think he's getting a little too eager. Was looking at field too quickly. You want to get that ball in your hands secure, then go upfield. As you start to turn your body, that's where the ball can start to wiggle out and find new nooks and crannies. So, like I said, championship game, you got to do what you're best at. Don't try and get ahead of yourself and make the big play.
Mensah in the backfield once again. Standing to his right, Vargas. Dump pass to Vargas out of the backfield. Vargas met by David Loera and tackled just beyond second base in left field.
Expect that to be a battle all night. Carter Vargas is going to be having to go head-to-head with David Loera time and time again. David Loera typically lines up between the tackles along the line of scrimmage, so it's usually a heads-up match.
Officials being lenient with the time here. We've seen other officials this season quick to throw the flag as the offenses get set. Deep pass, Mensah looking for the target. On the run, into the end zone with the high step. Touchdown, Colin Fossey with the touchdown, and that is a deep strike for 70 yards for the St. Joseph Knights. And just like that, it's a one-score game.
Colin Fossey's not the type of guy that's going to get the same routes that J.J. Howard or Tyler Garrett get. He's going to get those deep arching routes because of his speed. He doesn't have the height, but he's got the ability to break open from his speed. That's what we saw right there. A deep post route where he knew no one was going to keep up with him. That's something that the Royals are going to keep tabs on throughout the night because he's got the ability to be game-breaking with those post routes. He's done it against every other team in the Mountain League, and he's already done it here tonight against the Royals once.
Waiting the extra point. Up and good for Jack Stolberg. And it is a 14-7 game now following that 70-yard completion from Darren Mensah to Colin Fossey.
And that's what this Knights team can do. They can absolutely get the deep ball. They love running between the tackles when it's there, but when it's shut down, they're fine with it. They're going to go deep to Fossey. Darian Mensah is able to keep plays alive with his feet. You should have seen one of the highlights last week against Lompoc where he had the entire defensive line and linebacker core chasing him, and he was still able to find a way to keep the play alive and find Fossey down the field. He's really an improvisational playmaker back there, and here you see he can deliver a deep ball too when he gets a chance to plant his feet.
And that pass right there puts Darian Mensah over 2,000 yards this season passing, his 23rd touchdown of the year. And Fossey, the junior, now has over 1,100 yards receiving and his 15th touchdown of the season. Another kick on the ground and picked up by Luke Terry. And Terry weaves up the middle, finds a seam before he meets the turf. And brought down by, yeah, I didn't get that number. I'm sorry.
Jeremiah Folsom, if we're going with the PA, but Royals taking the field once again. They haven't been stopped yet with the ball yet. Third drive of the night, they had 2 touchdowns. First touchdown was a delayed handoff to Drew Harrigan. Second touchdown, 34-yard reception by Mario Loera, the tight end. So clearly they're finding a lot of ways to move this ball. We're going to see if St. Joe finds a way to force them to simplify the game. But right now, Royals firing at will.
White under center, tight end to his right-hand side, single receiver each side. Fakes the handoff, chased out of the pocket, pressure coming, and throws this one away. Intended target was Tyler Garrett. And plenty of pressure coming out of Colby White in the backfield on that one.
That bootleg was the harder bootleg to do. He had to go against his throwing arm and come our direction, going to the left from the right. Unless you're going to backpedal, you're going to have your throwing arm out in front. So you had to flip his shoulders multiple times. That play was just broken as soon as there was Knights in the backfield.
And tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Papa Thai Cafe. Papa Thai Cafe is an authentic Thai cuisine that brings your dining or takeout order to the upper echelon. Located on Monterey Street here in San Luis Obispo. White hands off to Townsend. Townsend throws it, intercepted, and we're going the other way with the Knights. And it looks like quickly this lead is in jeopardy for the Royals as Vargas brings it back across the 50, across the 40, down to about the 30-yard line for the Knights, setting up with great field position.
Huge danger on that interception. Not only is it an interception, which you never want to see, but it's to Carter Vargas, one of the big playmakers for the Knights. So that could have been potentially even worse as he, as we've seen, can move the ball quite well, dodge out of tackles, and get the ball moving. So good heads-up play by the Royals preventing the pick 6, but this is a huge opportunity for the Knights to get back in this.
2:12 on the clock, 1st and 10 for the Knights, 29-yard line of the Royals. Vargas in the backfield with Mensah. Darren Mensah calling an audible at the line. I didn't hear an Omaha as Vargas takes the handoff. And Vargas turns forward across the 25-yard line for a good gain on 1st down.
You talk about the coaching staff for St. Joe, and you talk about guys like Curry Parham, who's a quarterback at Allen Hickok College. I got a chance to work with him while he was there. He's one of those very mental quarterbacks that just knew precisely what to do, didn't necessarily need to be talked down to and have everything explained to him. Got a big frame, and he does a great job.
2nd down and 6 for the Knights. Vargas once again takes the handoff and quickly brought down by Connor Lopez. And Connor Lopez collecting another tackle in only his 5th game this season.
And he's got caught near the line of scrimmage, but still gained 3 yards. Carter Vargas doing a good job getting those extra little bits, making sure nothing goes to waste.
And I don't know how I feel about this offense here, the way he looks to the sideline for an audible. But it seems to be working right now as he's looking to throw this one. Mensah being chased down, and once again, Connor Lopez on the attack. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, and they're going to go for it here. But Connor Lopez did a great job hunting back to Mensa. Mensa, as we've been saying, very good at evading tacklers, keeping plays alive. And Connor Lopez just put up the red light. Nowhere to go for Mensa.
So 4th down and 4 for the Knights. Mensa, single back, trips to his right. Once again, looking to the sidelines. Draining the clock, 5 seconds to go. We're not going to see a play here as he walks to the sideline. There's nobody in the backfield. We're gonna take a timeout. With the end of the first quarter, our score is Mission Prep 14, St. Joseph 7. And this is the conclusion of the Via Automotive first quarter.
California Fresh Market is more than just your local grocery store. A full-service deli featuring premium Boar's Head meats and cheeses, handmade take-and-bake pizza, fresh salad and olive bar, gourmet cheese department perfect for any occasion, sushi rolled daily, organic and locally sourced produce, wild-caught seafood, choice Prime and Snake River Farms American Wagyu beef, artisan sourdough bread, and full-service health and wellness. California Fresh Markets, the best on the Central Coast.
We'd like to thank Oaks Insurance Solutions.
Coming back for second quarter action. And Stephen, have you tried that fudge at California Fresh Market?
No, I haven't, Brian.
But you know what I'm going to try tonight?
What are you going to try tonight?
That fudge from California Fresh Market.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you were kind enough to show up just a few minutes late with a valid reason today to why.
As if I'm frequently showing up late.
No,
Yeah.
no. But you definitely showed up late today. But you had a valid reason.
I did.
You went out of your way to go get me some fudge from California Fresh Market.
That's right. It's the last guaranteed game that I'll be at. I'm going to be gone next week. I will be in Missoula. Whether or not Mission has a game, I won't be there for it. So I figured, hey, you've been asking for it. I'm not sure if I'm going to see you around Christmas. So Merry Christmas, Brian.
I do appreciate it. It will be devoured at some point after the broadcast. And I will let you know next week how it is. Well, I'll text you, but
Yeah.
I'll let the
that's letting
fans
me
know.
Yeah.
4th down here. Start of the second quarter. We are still live. Hour into the game. Mensa looking to throw this one. Corner shot. It is pulled in. Touchdown, Knights. And Fossey with the touchdown. And that is a 23-yard completion. And on 4th down, just like that, this game is pretty much back to even.
Colin Fassey keeps the playbook open at all downs. You've always got to respect that deep threat that he presents. This time it is a corner route out to the outside. Seemed like the Royals may have had it. Not the case. Mensa delivers a great ball. Fossey running the perfect route to get underneath that coverage and make the catch happen.
And that is Fossey's.
We'll have a tie game.
That is Fossey's 16th reception of the year. Pulled in from Mensa.
16th touchdown reception. Yes, I was like, that seems a little short. But yeah, 16 touchdowns in one season's quite the mark to hit. And, you know, the Royals are hoping that's going to be it. But you look, almost 2 touchdowns a game for one wide receiver. That's an absurd number. I'm sure he's getting the same looks that Mensa is. Mensa has just been very public with where he's being scouted from. And hopefully for the sake of Cal Poly, he ends up not taking that Idaho State offer. As I think if you put a quarterback of his caliber at Idaho State, they could be up there with Coach Regal out there in Pocatello.
You know he needs a good quarterback? San Jose State. San Jose State always needs good quarterback.
Fresno State also with Jay Kaner graduating out. You know, there's a lot of options in the Mountain West. You know, I'd say it's a step up from the FCS. In fact, the NCAA would say that as well. So
Yes.
I think it's not controversial.
I would support Fresno State as well. And here comes the kickoff. And Nozell returns this one for the Royals. Finds a seam up the middle. And he's eyeing the 50-yard line and comes up just a hair short. Or so we say 5 hairs short at the 45-yard line of the Royals. A good return for about 25 yards.
Jaden Oziel's really been making a splash for the Royals this year. He's been doing well on defense as a safety. Here on the kickoff return, gets a huge return and sets up the Royals with fantastic field position on the 45-yard line. The Royals need to be considering this touchdown or bust kind of territory. They had a big turnover on the last drive. They need to get the momentum back.
So there's an inappropriate chat, and we do apologize. But we did gain a follower because they were forced to follow us to chat that.
Win some, you lose some.
Yes. Colby White, 1st and 10 for the Royals, 45-yard line. Throws out to the right side. Luke Terry, the intended target. And a flag into the backfield at the 39-yard line.
Based on the positioning, I'm going to have to think that this is going to be holding against the Royals. And they're probably going to be a pretty big one, too, because they're trying to buy that a little bit of extra time for the quarterback.
And that's a holding call against the Royals. And from the spot of the foul, they spotted the foul at the 40, back to the 30, creating a first and forever. If I do my math, a 1st and 25.
Essentially a personal foul that just got called because of the depth of the holding in the backfield plus the 10 yards. That's a very punishing holding call.
And the Royals are tied now 14-14 with the Knights here in Mountain League action. Championship game, pass over the middle to Tyler Garrett, complete. And pulled down immediately by Mark Pullman.
Tyler Garrett's not a guy that runs a lot of those slot routes. He's got the frame that allows him to play those perimeter outside routes, the ones that are the money routes, the ones wide receivers fight over. Great to see him get that route on the inside and just execute perfectly. Getting the ball in his hands, moving it forward and getting him back between the sticks when they were well back behind them.
So a good pickup on 1st down. Now 2nd and 7 for the Knights. Luke Terry in motion from left to right. Trips on the right side. Luke Terry takes the screen pass. Weaves his way across the 50. We do have a flag. And I believe that's going to be a holding call coming in the backfield.
Yeah, I think it's going to be against Tyler Garrett right along the line of scrimmage.
I don't want to throw him under the bus myself, but
I'll do it. And they're going to say it's a block in the back, in fact, so a little bit worse than the holding call. Just had a tough time getting that clean block against the defensive back that is Jeremiah Filson, and he is trying to go one-on-one with. And you always hear them call wide receivers the skilled positions. It's so unskilled to block and do the heavy work. How come wide receivers have issues blocking on the outside so frequently?
It's a 2nd and 16.
Because they're trained to catch balls and not block.
Yeah, it's a different skill set. Everyone's a skilled player on the field is my point.
Shotgun snap. Fakes the handoff to Harrigan. Pass over the middle. And taking a big shot in the middle is Luke Terry as he's upended by Fossey. And that was just 2 players at the same position at the right time.
Yeah, it's a low bridge is what it was. That's one of those, it wasn't technically defenseless, definitely in the rule book, just a tough situation as Terry was going up to catch the ball and ended up going under, having a Knight go under him. So luckily everything's all right, but that is a dangerous play there.
12:28 after the incomplete pass. We're in the 2nd quarter here, downtown San Luis Obispo, Royal Stadium. Royals with a 3rd down and 15. And a jump at the line. Well done on the trickery play. Dominic Soares jumping.
Flag on the play.
Unless they're going to say it was on the outside and give it. Wow. Calling it on the Royals.
I didn't see the movement, but sometimes it's just a small flinch. That's all it takes to really get the ball moving the wrong direction. The Royals like to use cadence. They like to use a lot of these types of situations to shorten the chains. Sometimes it gives them a free 1st down. Sometimes it bites them the other way. It's tough to keep cadences going. as the whole idea is to fool the defense. If Caden says we're easy, I mean, you wouldn't use them at all.
I thought they fooled Dominic Soares, so I do apologize. They fooled me.
There you go.
Royals with trips to the left, single receiver to the right. That's J.J. Howard. White takes the shotgun snap, chased out of the pocket by the big man. Up the sideline, trying to get every inch of yardage he can get as Makai Sat chases him down.
Tanner Wood there on the tackle as well. He's got 37 tackles now through 5 games. This is the 6th game. He's been a fantastic addition to the St. Joseph Knights. Just a good lateral sideline to sideline type defender. Makes it very hard to get those extra yards on a scramble like that. Having a guy that can move around as well as Tanner Wood can.
And the punt unit out. Vargas back to receive this punt. And in for the punt unit is Gage Cheney. And that's going to be an out-of-bounds punt. St. Joseph's ball as the offense returns to the field.
Well, and for Mission right now, they allowed scores on the last 2 drives out. So this is a chance to really recollect and try and get the momentum back. They allow a score here. It's not going to make things better. So they've got to collect themselves right now at the start of the drive and understand this game's still in their hands.
Mission Prep football is presented by Hyundai of San Luis Obispo. Hyundai San Luis Obispo, you'll find a selection of new Hyundais for sale as well as a carefully selected used pre-owned, lineup. Proud supporters of Royals Athletics. Checking down his receivers, Mensah back to Vargas. And Vargas down the line in front of the Knights bench. Staying inside the boundaries for a 9-yard pickup.
Is a start of a wheel route. The idea was to fake the screen and then throw deep down the field. The corners stayed with their wide receivers despite the threat of that little swing screen they had set up. So they go right back to the swing.
Hand off to Vargas out of the backfield. Escapes the first tackle. Does not escape the second, but does get a first down for the Knights. 9:36 on the clock here in the first half. 9:36 remains. We are tied 14-14. Started out with 2 quick scores by the Royals, followed up by 2 quick scores by the Knights to even it all up here in this Mountain League Championship game. Vargas and Mensah in the backfield. Split receivers. Mensah going to throw this one. Fires out to the left side. And the pass is complete. And that moves the sticks for the Knights once again.
Oscar McGuyan with the catch and the get out of bounds there. He's kind of the third option as far as the catching goes. He does have 3 touchdowns on the year, 39 receptions now, just over 400 and let's see, that put him at 450 yards. So solid marks for being the third option of these St. Joe's wide receivers.
Mensah working from the shotgun. Rolls out to his right side immediately after taking the snap. Pass complete. And a big hit. Oscar Magayan with that completed pass. And that is a first down for the Knights again. They're in the red zone.
Nazil with the chase down tackle there. Just coming in a little bit late, but I love the effort to make up for it and get that tackle before more damage is done. Jaden Nazil showing off that speed.
Hand off to Vargas again. Vargas breaks 1 tackle. Nazil breaks 2. And Connor Lopez isn't going to allow the third one to be broken. Wraps him up, brings him to the turf. And that puts them inside the 5-yard line. That being the St. Joseph Knights with a big carry by Vargas. First and goal from the 4.
St. Joe definitely in their form that's carried them through league, 6-0 through league, mainly behind this offense. and you can see why. This is a very dynamic set. It's hard to put too much pressure on any one part, or another part's going to spring open.
Mensah working for the shotgun. Vargas lined off to his left. Delayed handoff. Vargas takes a hit from David Luera. And that big hit slows the run, prevents the touchdown. 8:15 on the clock and counting. Tied 14-14 downtown San Luis Obispo.
They're going to be getting into a heavier set here. They're going to be moving more towards that. It's kind of like a 1.5 and 1.5. You've got two wide receivers, but they can really use them on a sweep play. They don't have two running backs in there, but it feels like it. Also, they're going to have two tight ends that can kind of act as any way, too.
Ball now at the 2-yard line. And the handoff. And Aaron Pietro in for the touchdown.
His 6th touchdown of the year. And just like I said, they go in with kind of the hybrid set. Everyone's looking in the backfield, trying to see where Carter Vargas is, see what's going on there. And just Fierro gets the ball in his hands, follows the big blocks up front, and pounds his way into the end zone. Never in doubt. He was even able to take his foot off the gas a little bit as he got into that end zone. So the Knights now in control of this game, lead by 6, pending 7.
Strolberg with the kick. Strolberg with the kick that is good. And the Knights now have 21 unanswered points on the board over Mission Prep. Our score 21-14.
And right now, Mission's got to find something to get some pep in their step. You look at the sidelines, you look at the huddle, things are just a little bit down, and we've seen them do this on the other side to other teams. Mission now having that confrontation, something they haven't had since September in a real way, so they've got to find a way to get that momentum back. I actually like this for Mission going into the playoffs, having a game like this where they're being really challenged, because this is going to happen down the line, and you want to be able to rely on yourselves, know what it feels like, know how you can bounce back. Even if things don't go their way here, they're going to have to face adversity at some point down the line. It's better that it happens in league play, even though this is a big one and you'd rather be in the lead through the entirety of this game.
And if you look at the way the adjustments have been made on the kick return team, the normal kick returners are now in the midfield.
Yeah, interesting change.
That'd be J.J. Howard and Cole Tanner. Back in the backfield is going to be Jaden Oziel and Luke Walker. And that goes right to Cole Tanner. And he gets a block from Luke Walker. And out from the 27 across the 35. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Royals with 7:42 remaining in the first half. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line officially.
And it's one of the things I really like about high school football that you just mentioned, having to change things on the kickoff return, having to move those things around. You're playing chess with unequal sets, and so you've got to find different ways to solve the same problems.
Colby White under center I formation. Townsend the fullback. Harrigan the halfback. Hands off to Harrigan. Harrigan cuts out to his right side and quickly taken down. And Anthony Vargas with the tackle for the Knights.
Anthony Vargas, the big defender for the St. Joseph Knights. He makes a huge impact coming to this game. He had 62 tackles. And that's second on the team only to Mark Pullman, who has 82 tackles. So those two guys do a lot of the work for the St. Joseph Knights. And they're a major reason why they're undefeated through league play and currently leading in this game.
Tied in, lined up to the right side for Colby White under center. Spins, fakes the handoff to Harrigan. Pressure in the backfield, directing his receivers. Pass complete to Mario Loera. And that is a Mountain Air first down across the 50-yard line.
And these improv plays are fantastic to watch. They're a lot of fun. It reminds me a lot of Johnny Manziel at A&M, where he's drawing the plays as he's running them. but that's not why you practice all week. You know, they've got to find a way to make these standard plays pay off a little bit more so that Colby White's not playing with fire in the backfield.
Colby White with Mario Loera as his tight end. Isaac Townsend, the fullback. Drew Harrigan, the halfback, takes the handoff, cuts and weaves through the line of scrimmage and gets a good gain out to the 34-yard line. And that brings up a 2nd and 2 for the Royals.
Great cut by Drew Harrigan in the backfield, going from the outside back to the inside, finding that gap, pushing the ball forward. On 2nd and 2, you look 2nd and short. This is a chance that you might push for the end zone a little bit, might try for the deep ball, because you don't get it, well, you can go on 3rd down.
J.J. Howard, the receiver on the near side. Tyler Garrett, the receiver on the far side. Mario Loera in motion, right to left. Handoff to Harrigan. Harrigan looking for that line. And up the left hash mark, comes up 1 yard short of the first down. 3rd and 1 with 5:30 on the clock. Second quarter, that is, first half action.
It's interesting seeing what St. Joe's doing with their defense. They're disguising looks, something you don't see a ton of at the high school ranks. And you can tell when they're starting the cadence, everything's shifting. Things are moving around. They're not going to give Colby White a clean look at what the coverage is going to be before the ball is snapped. So keep an eye on that high safety. He's typically starting shaded towards J.J. Howard. Sometimes he's moving off, sometimes he's not.
Mario Loera once again in motion, right to left. Handoff to the fullback. Pushing forward is Townsend. And Townsend spins his way forward. And they're going to give them the first down as Townsend gets out to the 31-yard line. 1st and 10, Mission Prep Royals, and that's a Mountain Air first down.
You can tell how these gaps are getting narrower and narrower, but it's great to see Mission get a little bit more confidence back. That inside fullback dive got them 5 yards on the first play here. Gets them 1 and maybe a half. So the gap's getting tighter. The St. Joe D-line, tired of being bullied around. They're standing up strong.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Our chat is moving along. And so is the run game with a handoff to Drew Harrigan once again. And I speak too soon, Stephen.
I mean, there's a lot of yardage just to end up about near the line of scrimmage. Anthony Vargas just chasing down Drew Harrigan along the side, extending that play all the way to the boundary. As the defender, the boundary is one of your best friends. If you can keep the running back moving side to side rather than up the field, it's a major win. And you see why there. Drew Harrigan just ran out of space.
Second and 11 now for the Royals. Handoff to Harrigan. Right up the middle with room to go. 10-yard line, trying to cut his way down to the 5-yard line, and does before he's taken out of bounds. And taken out by Oscar McGahan.
Gabe Almada with a great block there, allows Drew Harrigan to get through that first level untouched, and from there it's all on Drew. He gets his turbo jets going, gets going downfield, and you see why we call him the freight train. Just completely reckless abandon down the field, gets down near the goal line. What a run, what a block.
And the Knights are going to take a timeout, so we're going to join them. Our score, St. Joseph 21, Mission Prep 14. Second quarter action.
Hyundai San Luis Obispo is proud to support Mission Prep football this fall at 1407 Auto Park Way in San Luis Obispo. Come check out our Hyundai Getaway Sales event. With new inventory arriving daily, you won't want to miss out on what's going on at Hyundai San Luis Obispo. And if you don't feel like coming in, we make it easy with the option to shop from home. For more information, visit HyundaiSlow.com. Mission Prep football is driven by Hyundai San Luis Obispo.
And here we are, downtown San Luis Obispo. Royals with the ball, 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Looking to punch this one in to tie this Mountain League Championship game back up as they trail by 7 to the St. Joseph Knights, who have scored 21 unanswered points.
And this is a chance for Mission to get back into it, and it's coming at the right time. You're talking those middle 8 minutes where the games really pivot one way or the other. Before halftime and just after halftime, that's when you want the momentum.
Hand off to Harrigan right up the middle, and the power pushes forward and comes up just a yard short.
And given that St. Joe already took one timeout, I expect the Royals to take their time here and really just milk that clock a little bit, try and take away as much as possible. But you also play with fire a little bit because you know with Colin Fossey on the other side that this potentially could be a fast drive back by the Knights.
Drew Harrigan once again with the handoff, diving forward over the line of scrimmage. And that's a touchdown. Mission Prep Royals from 1 yard out. The Drew train.
Drew Harrigan just firing his way over the right guard. I believe that is Gabe Almada again, and just making barely enough room to push that ball into the end zone. Big number 21 as he's coming up a little hampered but moving well. That's big time plays in a big time game. It's what you want out of the running back, Drew Harrigan.
Kick is up and good for Max Henchett. And we're back tied up, this time 21-21. Our score 3:15 or 21-21 with 3:15 remaining. As we adjust the clock for you.
Tie game in a title game. Doesn't get much better than this right now as we're getting close to halftime. We're going to answer that question that we had on that last drive. Whose clock were the Royals eating away at there? Did St. Joe really need that much more time, or were they taking a timeout in order to make sure their goal line defense was ready? Or were they trying to save a little bit of clock? Are they going to try to milk it here and score with only a little bit of time left? That's going to be something to keep an eye on as they get into this drive, as you're at that kind of tweener point. Not enough where the offense is guaranteed to score with no time on the clock, but not enough where you can be sure you're going to get it back with enough time to score.
And Carter Vargas back to return this one for the Knights. Our score 21-21, 3:15 until the break. Coming up at break is our Orange Theory Fitness halftime adjustments. Orange Theory Fitness brought to you is a proud sponsor of Mission Prep Football and is in the Slow Public Market. And our halftime show is brought to you by, our adjustments are brought to you by them. And here is the Sunday Car Wash kickoff. And Carter Vargas fumbles it, but finds a nice little wiggle room right up the middle, following the mishap. And he's being chased down by the rest of the Royals. Connor Lopez on the run, and just in time to save the touchdown with a flag on the play. Connor Lopez on the pursuit.
Yeah, that's going to be a horse collar tackle every day of the week, but he did save a touchdown, so he's giving Mission Prep a chance to bounce back. But what a play by Carter Vargas. Bobbled the ball at the start and still was able to get going, find his blocks, and just sprint up the field. That's what you want to see from a guy when you have that bobble, make up for it. Carter Vargas more than made up for it there.
And the cheerleaders chant defense with 3:01 on the clock. The Royals need a huge stop here. Horse collar tackle against Connor Lopez. Puts the ball at the 1-2 yard line. And they need to switch the ball out.
Yeah?
They're doing that. They're playing by the rules.
Hey, it's always surprising to me how different balls can be between a team, but very important. If that had been a fumble, St. Joe would not have been happy.
Sideline judge well aware of what was going on. And Mensah with the quarterback keeper from about 2 yards out. Touchdown Knights. And just like that, the tide has turned in favor of the St. Joseph Knights.
And that's why special teams is such an emphasis. When you can flip the field like that, get a quick little short push in, and that's it. That's what you want to have. And Darian Mensa just does a good job getting off tackle, pushing forward, and dangling the ball out across the goal line, getting that touchdown for the Knights, put them back up in this game. And once again, Mission Prep in the position you never want to be in as a football team, where you're the respondee, or you're the responder, not the respondee.
And 2:57 left in the first half.
Following the extra point, our score 28-21. The St. Joseph Knights lead your Mission Prep Royals in this Mountain League Championship. Tonight's Mountain League Championship game is brought to you by Old Slow Barbecue, proud supporter of Mission Prep Athletics and Mission Prep Royals football. Open 7 days a week. We encourage you to stop by after the next game. Open late on Fridays and Saturdays, located on Higuera and Broad Street.
Well, we'll see here as Mission Prep breaks the huddle. We talked, were they going to have enough time? Yeah, 3 minutes, more than enough time to drive down the field and get a score, especially with the wide receiving core that Mission Prep has. You look at the big players, J.J. Howard, Tyler Garrett, both deep threats. You also got Cole Tanner, who really can move the ball well as a running back, really has that lightning speed that you look for that complements the power game of Drew Harrigan quite well. So Mission Prep well equipped to score in this position, but they should focus first on this special teams work, as last time they're out on special teams is a big return by Cole Tanner.
And on the ground, Cole Tanner lets it slip through his fingers to the 15, loses his footing, trying to gain some yardage, but a short gain as Isaac Ramirez pulls him to the ground. And the Royals starting deep in their own territory.
Yeah, we do have some championship weather going on here in San Luis Obispo. A little cooler than it normally was. You talk most of the games at kickoff, we were at 80 degrees. Here tonight, we're down in the 60s. So this is the type of weather that you play your playoff games in. It's where you play your league play in. This is where the ball's going to be harder to catch, a little tougher to keep warm on the sidelines. You got to stay focused and be ready for it. It's affecting both sidelines equally.
Ball spotted at the 21-yard line. 20-yard line, correction. White under center. Hands off to Harrigan, to Tanner, and Tanner gains 5 yards before he's brought to the turf, and we have some extracurricular activities.
And this is going to be a stern warning from the referees. Temper is getting a little bit high as the teams are interacting with one another. That in my book probably should have been a flag instead of a, hey, that's your first offense, calm down. But, I'm wearing blue over here.
And these teams have played pretty fair all night. And here comes the flag. So somebody didn't play nice this time. As we await the call from the official, Colby White returns to the sideline.
Yeah, it will be a false start against Mission. So going to be moved back. And these false start penalties have been biting him on the last few drives more than really the St. Joe defense has been in a lot of ways. And that's something that they've got to fix. When you're controlling the cadence, you shouldn't be taking negative yards like that.
Pressing too many buttons here. I do apologize. Hand off to Cole Tanner. He's got the wheels rolling. And Cole Tanner's got a Mountaineer first down. Mountaineer's been helping the experience, have been helping the outdoorsmen from the novice to the experience since 1975. Check them out, 667 Marsh Street here in San Luis Obispo.
Mark Pullman pulling down Tanner right around midfield. And Mark Pullman, easy to keep an eye on with that wild hair. There he makes a wild tackle and keeps him from scoring a touchdown.
Ball right at midfield, 50-yard line. White steps back, fires this one over the middle. Intercepted. Incomplete pass. Okay.
I tell you what, St. Joe travels well. They're making their voices heard. I didn't get a good enough look on that. I was keeping an eye downfield. I lost where the ball got picked, but it sounds like it hit the ground before he got to the ground with it. And that's the same rules that you're going to have with a wide receiver. If it's a bobble ball and it goes towards the ground, that's an incomplete pass. Same goes for the defense.
If he didn't have possession as he hit the turf, the ball rattles loose. That is an incomplete pass, incomplete interception. White escapes the pressure out of the backfield and gets across the line of scrimmage as Dylan Fleming chasing him down. White has some awareness in the backfield when the pressure comes.
On these boots, he's been getting chased down by the backside all night, and that's been a real issue. He hasn't been able to set his feet on these rollouts. When you're doing the rollout plays like this, you're expecting a deep pass. That's why you're doing it. Usually what your 5-step drops are is off this play action. That's what's keeping them from being able to break the St. Joe's defense down. It's just this pursuit on the rollouts, because on the deep routes, you know J.J. Howard's ready to catch a big-time ball.
3rd and 9 for the Royals. I formation. J.J. Howard, the single receiver on the near side. And a jump at the line. Encroachment against the defense. So that brings up a friendly 3rd down and 4 compared to an unfriendly 3rd down and 9.
It's a nicer one. I wouldn't call it friendly, though. This is the dog that's got its ears back and isn't growling yet versus the one that is growling. I'm still not too thrilled with the 3rd and 4 for the Royals, but they are moving the ball forward. I think this is 4-down territory for them, so the playbook opens up a little bit more with what you have available to you.
White under center, tied in to his right side. Hands off to the fullback, or to the halfback, that is. And Tanner cannot get much going in forward progress. And with 1:12 on the clock continues to run. The side judge on the near side looking at Schuster for the call, seeing if he wants to take a timeout.
I think they're fine milking this right here a little bit, because if you don't get it, you don't want to give the ball back to the Knights with too much time. In fact, I don't even think they're going to try and get a call in. I think they're going to take as much time off as they can. And there it is. There's the timeout.
So working the clock, taking the timeout, and that is going to be a Mission Prep Royals timeout. So we'll take the timeout with them. Royals football rolls on.
We know that your home is much more than 4 walls and a roof. Your home is where dreams are born and memories are made. That's why whether you're looking to refinance your current home, purchasing your dream home, or buying an investment property, our goal is to help you take advantage of today's historically low rates and make sure you find the right loan to match your specific needs. So whatever your mortgage needs may be, the perfect loan is waiting for you, and KD Capital is here to help. Please give us a call at 805-226-5550, a proud partner of the Mission Prep Royals.
Coming out of the Mission Prep timeout, our score is 28-21. 48.8 seconds remain in this first half. The Royals facing a 4th and 4. The ball spotted at the 44-yard line. 4 is a wild on this play, Stephen. 4th and 4 on the 44. Howard, the single receiver on the near side. I formation. Hand off to Cole Tanner. Nice little play as Cole Tanner scoots out to the left side. Gains enough for a Mountain Air 1st down. Stops the clock with 43.1 seconds and puts the Royals at the 30-yard line.
I like that lead block there by Isaac Townsend as well. Picked up Mark Pullman. We talked about how dangerous he is getting sideline to sideline. That opened up a big lane for Cole Tanner, who's able to just run the ball down the field. get a big first down for the Royals when they needed it most.
First and 10 for the Royals, 30-yard line. Hand off to Cole Tanner once again, weaving his way to the 25 up the left hash mark. And the clock stops with 37.1 seconds. That is a Royals timeout. We'll join the Royals in the timeout. We'll be right back.
Mercedes-Benz San Luis Obispo, with over 25 years of experience and 5 years serving the SLO area. Mercedes-Benz of San Luis Obispo wants to help you get behind the wheel of your next vehicle. So next time you're in the market for a luxury car, keep it local with Mercedes-Benz San Luis Obispo.
Cheerleaders here at Royal Stadium trying to get the crowd fired up. Our score 28-21, 37.1 remain in the half. The first responders are enjoying some tri-tip sandwiches.
Yeah, first responder night here the other night too. Mission Prep definitely looks after the police officers and firefighters, all the different types of first responders that come here to the Royals games.
It's going to be 2nd and 5 from the 25. 2s and 5s are wild. 2 and 5 from the 25. 37.1 seconds remain in the half. Tyler Garrett, the receiver on the far side. J.J. Howard on the near side. White steps back to throw. Gets some pressure. Taken down in the backfield. And that is a St. Joseph sack on Colby White. And that is the final Mission Prep timeout. So we're going to take Mission Prep's timeout with him. We'll be right back.
Grocery outlet, bargain market.
Excuse me. More Franks for less Benjamins.
Grocery outlet, bargain market.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
I just heard that the snack bar here at Mission Prep's Royal Stadium is a dining destination. So it leaves me wondering if it has any good Yelp reviews.
You know, probably everything gets good reviews these days because, I mean, if you're not leaving 5 stars, you're kind of the jerk, aren't you, right? Like, people rely on those too much for their job for me to ever feel like, yeah, I should give this place a 1 star unless it's like, hey, they tried to murder me, something like that.
Stephan, I always give you 5 stars. And it's a 6-star restaurant. Deep pass. And there's the flag. And a second. And we're going to call that pass interference on Tyler Garrett, committed by the St. Joseph Knights in the end zone.
And St. Joe just didn't have their head on a wheel there. I think if they had turned their head at the right time, that may or may not have been a flag. But clearly playing the player, not the ball, and that's going to get the flag out. Tyler Garrett was bowled over while the ball was en route to him. Never had a chance to make that catch.
As we await the official call.
They're going to march him back.
They're going to call. Well, they have to go from the spot of the ball. The ball was spotted at the 30-yard line, so.
Interesting that they had the entire team come to the correct side of the ball. Then normally they just start counting, and they'll let them set the huddle close to where the line of scrimmage is going to be. But indeed, pass interference on the defense. And as we discussed earlier, Tyler Garrett, that big target on the perimeter. St. Joe did not want to give him that extra room, any chance to catch that ball. It's a good PI to take. Just like we were talking about the horse collar earlier. You never want to take a penalty, but if you're going to, you should at least prevent points from going on the board. Last 2 big personal fouls, that's been what the case has been. They've been taking touchdowns off the board.
1st and 10 for the Royals 15-yard line. 22 seconds remain in the half. Royals looking to punch this one in going into the break. White under center, looking to throw into the corner. Howard the target and cannot complete as White throws over Howard out of bounds.
Just a little bit deep and a little bit wide, but that's where you want to err on those types of throws. If he's shallow at all, Carter Vargas is right there. He's already got an interception in this game. Could have had another. So keeping it on the outside where if it's not going to get caught by my guy, it'll fall incomplete. So a good place to put it. Obviously, ideally is direct on target, but like I said, if you're going to make a mistake, that's the correct one to make.
2nd and 10. 15-yard line. 17.5 now remain. White steps back looking for his receivers. Pressure forced out of the pocket. Pass complete, incomplete to Tyler Garrett as he hits the berm. And the berm knocked that one loose. I hate to say this, I think if that berm wasn't there, we have a completed pass.
Well, the field is flat all the way across the back of that end zone, and the berm starts going up right where that boundary line is. I'm not so sure, because if that berm's interfering with you, that means you're out of bounds. Colby White a little bit slow coming back in. Aiden Donovan ready to jump in, but Colby White's still good to get this play in, as he was a little bit slow coming back to the sideline.
7.7 seconds. Directly the last play of the half.
Be a long play.
Theoretically. 3rd and 10. 15-yard line. Pass into the corner. Howard the target. Climbs the ladder. Bounces around, incomplete pass. And we got one more play, 2.5 seconds remain. And at this point, you go for it, because what do you have to lose at this point on 4th and 10 from the 15?
No, I mean, you could take a field goal here. Max Hanchett has the leg. We watched him warm up. But right now, Mission Prep going for the tie. They've had a few different dart throws from 15 yards out. They're going to get one more. I like that fade route to J.J. Howard. However, Carter Vargas doing a good job on coverage on that last one. Able to get his hands in there and break it up before Howard had a chance to pull that one down. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to it, but I'd like to see a crossing route across the back of the end zone. That's where we saw the most success on that Tyler Garrett route, is deep crossing route. Maybe use Marley Awara from the tight end position.
4th and 10, 2.5 in the half. And we have a flag coming out of the backfield. Delay of game on the offense.
And it just took a little bit too long to get this one in. I think they were discussing it a little bit more, making sure that Colby White was going to feel good enough to run it. And so they're going to be backed up. Instead of a dart throw from the 15, going to be a little bit more of a lob from the 20.
1st and 15 from the 20. Still in the red zone, 2.5. Our score 28-21. Knights lead the Royals. White under center and a timeout. St. Joseph Knights, and this is just the quarter that will not end.
I think they saw the same thing I did. They had no safety in the center of the field. The end zone was wide open there, so they're going to get a chance to adjust.
And we'll let them talk it over and make those adjustments. We'll be right back.
Sunday Car Wash is now open in the heart of SLO. To celebrate the launch, Sunday Car Wash is giving away free washes and Scout coffee at their grand opening party this Sunday, October 23rd. Come by for some Scout treats and your free car wash on Sunday, October 23rd on 363 Santa Rosa Street.
And we are faced with a 4th and 15, 20-yard line. Score is still 28-21. 2.5 seconds remain in this second quarter. First half action coming out of the St. Joseph timeout. St. Joseph with one timeout remaining. Howard, the single receiver on the near side. Tyler Garrett, the single receiver on the far side. Corner throw to Howard. And it's tipped by the Knights. Incomplete pass. As Carter Vargas knocks that one away. And going into the break, the Knights lead the Royals 28-21 here at Royal Stadium in downtown San Luis Obispo.
At KD Capital Mortgage, we know that your home is much more than four walls and a roof. Your home is where dreams are born and memories are made. That's why whether you're looking to refinance your current home, purchasing your dream home, or buying an investment property, our goal is to help you take advantage of today's historically low rates and make sure you find the right loan to match your specific needs. So whatever your mortgage needs may be, the perfect loan is waiting for you, and KD Capital is here to help. Please give us a call at 805-226-5550, a proud partner of the Mission Prep Royals. Old San Luis Barbecue, a proud supporter of Mission Prep football. With 2 locations in SLO, Old San Luis Barbecue Company is the local spot to enjoy the best barbecue on the Central Coast. Check out their locations on Higuera and Broad, or order delivery with a third-party partner at Old San Luis Barbecue Company, proud supporters of Royals football.
Experience car buying made easy at Sunset Honda.
Like Sunset Honda's MPG upgrade with huge savings on fuel-efficient vehicles.
Right now, take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months on select new Hondas. Or take $2,000 off every new Passport and Pilot. Or $3,000 off select new Ridgelines.
Plus, get a $25 gas card just for taking a test drive.
Trade in your gas guzzler and get $1,000 over Blue Book from the start.
Get started today at sunsethonda.com.
Mercedes-Benz San Luis Obispo, with over 25 years of experience and 5 years serving the SLO area. Mercedes-Benz of San Luis Obispo wants to help you get behind the wheel of your next vehicle. So next time you're in the market for a luxury car, keep it local with Mercedes-Benz San Luis Obispo.
As they rush the floor. The following week, the Royals beat Flint Ridge Prep to win the Division I Southern Section title. Here today are members of that incredible team to receive their championship rings. First off, Peggy Randall, beloved MCP teacher. Assistant coach Jeff Kreiser, who's pastor at Mountain Brook Community Church. Don Burns, who was a senior and the leading scorer, now living in North County and owns his own winery. Mike Grimm, who was a junior and point guard, now living in Fresno, California. Mike Sweeney, who was a sophomore and now lives in Arizona. Tom Mott, who was a sophomore and is now the athletic director at St. Joseph High School. And Darnell Harris, who was a sophomore and is now the alumni director here at MCP. Other members who are not here are Todd Sherfield, Matt Jaros, Clint Gott, Colin Morris, Alex Sheffield, Ryan Lodge, Matt Weber, Lauren Dickey, Coach Tim Cope, Coach Culp, who sends his regards, is now living in Pennsylvania and doing cancer research. In addition, we'd like to recognize the ball boy from that team, Mission Prep's own Terrence Howard, who is our current men's varsity basketball coach. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1989 CIF Southern Section Division I men's basketball champs.
Well, Stephen, the cheerleaders have now taken the field, crossing the 50-yard line. And they are prepared for their dance this evening as we are entering the halftime show. And I have no idea why I'm talking like a 50s announcer on the radio. I was hoping to catch your attention with that.
I mean, I was listening. Hard to, cut in at that. But, yeah, we're at halftime right now. Currently, St. Joe leads 28-21. Good news for Mission Prep. Still very much in this game. Bad news for Mission Prep. St. Joe's going to get the ball first to start the second half. So, as long as we're talking about what's next for these teams, let's talk about what's happening next week regardless of the results of this game. Playoffs. If you're curious about how playoffs are going to work.
Playoffs?
Playoffs. So, curious about how playoffs are going to work, here's basically how it's all setting up. They're going to use a computer to rank everyone tomorrow and then say, hey, if you want to go, here's where you're going to be. Let us know. And teams can go or not go. I have a feeling both these teams are going to go. They're both pretty good. Both deserve a chance to see what they can do at the state level. Of course, starting with CIF Central Section. Each of these teams is going to be based on a different bracket. They're going to be in a different division based on number of factors. They decided in a secret meeting where any witnesses were, I assume, immediately drug out and fed to the Sharks. So I don't know exactly how they decided which team each division each school is going to be in, but Mission Prep, base Division 4, they can only go as high as Division 3. St. Joe, on the other side, is in base Division 2. They can end up in the top division in Central Section, which could be a little nerve-wracking. Look at the rankings. Odds are St. Joe going to be in Division 1 against the best teams in the area, and they may be on the road even if they win this game, which is one of the flaws a lot of people see in this system is if you're a league champion, there's no biases given to, hey, we're going to seed you higher or lower so that you can at least have one home game. So, bad news if you're a Knights fan. For Mission Prep, because they are in such a low base division, Division 4, and will likely end up in the Division 3 bracket, they're likely to host again next week. In fact, they could have a bye even if they lose this game. It all depends on how the computers rank things, how this game goes, and how everything breaks down from there. But because they are so highly ranked within the computers currently, I expect Mission Prep to be back on this field next week, regardless of result. St. Joe, going to be at a higher level, likely going to be on the road somewhere in Fresno. Most of the teams that are in that D1 bracket are Fresno and Bakersfield based, so could be a long road trip for them. There's only 12 teams in Division 1, so we'll see what happens with the Knights if that's how it breaks.
Now, Stephen, last week we had a viewer insert his thoughts and what he's heard in the chat, and we weren't knowing the answer. I didn't have time this week to look it up.
I did.
And that was Brett, and Brett asked us the question, how many wins do you have to get into the playoffs this year?
The answer is 3. Doesn't matter if they come in league, doesn't matter how it is, and it's across all sports. It's not just the football teams that have this requirement. It's 30% of your wins. 30% of your wins is what you're looking to get. For football, that means 3 wins. If you don't get at least 3, well, you're going to be enjoying watching everyone else in the area. Nothing else to say about it. So, Napomo, Rigetti, both eliminated. Unfortunately, this is going to be their last game tonight as they play each other. Napomo looking for their first win of the season. Rigetti looking for their first win in league. Outside of that, the rest of the teams were in the Ocean League. I believe Cabrillo was fighting for their lives. Outside of that, most of the other teams on Central Coast are going to be in the playoff picture if they want to be.
This is the Sunset Honda halftime show. Our score after 2 quarters of action. St. Joseph Knights 28, Mission Prep Royals 21. We're at halftime for the Mountain League Championship game. Experience car buying made easy at Sunset Honda of San Luis Obispo. And Stephen, it is time for our Orange Theory Fitness halftime adjustments. And Orange Theory Fitness is located in the Slope Public Market. Get results you can feel and see at Orange Theory Fitness. And Stephen, what do the Royals have to do here in the second half in order to get back in this one, to get the lead? You know, right now they have to have 2 scores in order to get the lead away from the Knights, who have turned up hot in the second quarter.
Well, for Mission Prep right now, it's about forcing negative plays on defense. That's the biggest thing that Mission Prep's going to have to adjust going forward. They've really been doing a decent job slowing down the Knights. The big plays are still happening. Obviously, the scores are still happening, but there haven't been a lot of sacks. There haven't been a lot of fumbles. They haven't forced any interceptions. There hasn't been many chances for the defense to really control the game on their side of the field. That's going to be a must for the Royals going forward, because it doesn't matter how many points you score if you keep on bleeding points back the other way. For the offense, they've got to find a way to make either the bootlegs work or get Colby White some more time to throw the ball. He throws a fantastic ball when given time, but he's been on the move too much when he's been trying to get it out today. So I'd like to see them make that adjustment, give him a little bit more time to throw, and develop that passing game a little bit more. We haven't seen a lot out of it yet tonight, despite many attempts. So I think that's going to be the goal for the Royals. On offense, get Colby White some more time. On defense, force negative plays to happen.
Helps if I turn my mic back up. As I was looking at my notes here, I had another question for you, Stephen. The defensive side of the ball for the Royals, what are they going to do to contain Vargas, who's been a threat at the line, and especially, and then in the passing game, Fossey, who has 2 huge touchdowns, a 70-yard completion from Mensa, and then a 23-yard completion from Mensa, both for scores.
And that's a tough thing to do, both those. I mean, if they could find out how to do both those things, they're going to be the one team in league that would be able to do that. Fossey's going to be the guy that's going to give you the deep threat. If you move up to the line of scrimmage to try and slow down the run game, well, you're going to be opening up the passing game, and that's just the way football works. You've got to find one of those areas where you can take some personnel away and still find success. One of the ways they can do that, you can stunt, you can blitz, you can find new ways to add wrinkles to the backfield, but you're going to have to make something happen. Make those negative plays, maybe get those hands on the ball and make Mensa a little bit more nervous to throw. It's not going to be easy to do, though. This is a very capable offense, and they've got to figure out how to stop one of those 2 things. More importantly, they've got to do it in such a statement way that they can stop a drive, get the ball back in their own hands, and then score the other direction.
And our score here at the break, 28-21, Mountain League Championship game. The St. Joseph Knights lead the Mission Prep Royals. And our scoring goes as this in the first quarter, 8:24 remaining. Harrigan with a 12-yard run, putting the Royals up 7-0. And then 3:40 to go. White connects with Mario Loera for a 32-yard touchdown pass. Royals up 14-0, look in control of the ball game before the St. Joseph Knights get hot. And as I alluded to earlier, Darian Mensa connecting with Foss for a 70-yard touchdown pass with 2:39 on the clock in the first quarter. Cuts the lead to 7 for the Royals. And then immediately to open up the second quarter, a 23-yard completion from Mensa to Fossey. 14-14 is our score. And then the Knights go on a scoring run of their own, 21-14, following a 2-yard carry by Fierro at 7:47. Royals tie it up with a 1-yard carry by Harrigan, 3:15, and then right back a 1-yard run following a tremendous kickoff return by Vargas, a 1-yard run by Mensah, making it 28-21.
And it's been a little back and forth. Right now, it's about controlling your mental capabilities, right? We talked about how this is a game that it's very easy to carry it away. Try and be the hero in the big championship game. Do the things that you haven't done before, because that's what you always see in the movies is, oh, it comes down to it, one guy makes a big play. No, you've got 60 plays, both sides doing this. You got to chip away at it. You got to do what you're good at. You got to enjoy the normal downs. Not just wait for that 4th down with 20 seconds left in the game and the clock's running and it's going to be a fade route and everyone's going to go crazy. No, you don't get to have that privilege until you work your way through. You got to eat your vegetables a little bit and do what you're best at first. Honestly, you don't want to get to the point where it's going to be 4th down with 20 seconds and a rolling clock and who knows what's going to happen. You want to get control of the game early. And right now, Mission Prep's out of that seat. They've got to find a way to work their way back into this. Still a lot of football left to play. St. Joe's been playing phenomenally. They knew that was going to be the case. They knew that St. Joe was a strong opponent coming into this. How you respond is going to be the question. We're going to get the answers here in just a little bit.
And we'll be back with second half action here from Royal Stadium, downtown San Luis Obispo. Our score at the break, 28-21. Stay tuned for third quarter action.
Experience car buying made easy at Sunset Honda.
Like Sunset Honda's MPG upgrade with huge savings on fuel-efficient vehicles.
Right now, take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months on select new Hondas. Or take $2,000 off every new Passport and Pilot. Or $3,000 off select new Ridgelines.
Plus, get a $25 gas card just for taking a test drive.
Trade in your gas guzzler and get 1,000 over Blue Book from the start.
Get started today at sunsethonda.com.
Orange Theory Fitness in the Slow Public Market is the smartest workout for more results. It only takes a minute inside our studio to understand it's not a competition, it's a community. Together, we're working toward a better version of ourselves to live a longer, more vibrant life. Orange Theory Fitness. Sign up the next time you stop by the Slow Public Market. Proud supporters of Mission Prep Football. We take this Mission Prep break to tell you about our friends at Gino's Pizza on Monterey Street in San Luis Obispo. They're open daily, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Give them a call if you're hungry right now, 805-752-1333. Now, why is Gino's unique? Well, they're a classic neighborhood family pizzeria known for distinctive pizza crusts, farm-fresh products, premium quality ingredients, and friendly service. At Gino's Pizza, they believe that pizza is one of, if not the only, heartwarming, mood-soothing, create-a-party ambiance anywhere, anytime, comfort foods. Get down to Gino's Pizza on Monterey Street in downtown San Luis Obispo. And tell them the Royals sent you. The team at CB Chevrolet would like to welcome you to the dealership in San Luis Obispo, where we're confident you'll find the vehicles you're looking for at a price you can afford. Come and check out our full selection of new Chevrolet vehicles or get a great deal on a reliable pre-owned model. No matter which vehicle you decide on, our professional finance team will help you get settled with a competitive financing or lease plan at CB Chevrolet in San Luis Obispo.
Do you want to eat where the Royals eat? Well, just because the game finishes doesn't mean there's no fifth quarter spot. And for us, it's Milestone Tavern, proud sponsor of Mission Prep High School football, located right off of Foothill with all the TVs, all the fresh drinks, and fantastic food specials every single night. Milestone Tavern is open every day and the favorite spot for our Mission Prep Royals. Milestone Tavern, go check them out.
Hi, this is John Thea with Thea Automotive.
Someday.
And that's my son Tom singing. You can feel a glow when it comes to the way your car looks when you bring it to Thea Auto Body.
I will feel a glow just thinking of you.
From minor dings to major collision repair, we can give your car a like-new showroom look. We can straighten and repair any frame type using ultrasound technology. Our refinish department features paints that exceed factory specifications, and they are applied in our state-of-the-art, environmentally friendly spray booth. Plus, we work hand in hand with your insurance company so your claim goes smoothly.
Just the way.
Love the way your car looks. Bring it to Via Auto Body and Collision Repair and let our family take care of your family. Nicely done, son.
Time to give some shout outs to some of our faithful. Zach Anderson Yoxheimer, Chris Sylvester, Connor Allen, Marcy Dolan.
Yeah, all are big fans. Love to hear them. As we're getting into the second half of action here, going to be a very interesting way to start the second half. St. Joe's going to be receiving the kickoff. They've got a big chance to take control of this game. They've already had a 2-score lead once in this game. See if they can pull it off again, as they've been very dangerous with the ball. In particular, Colin Fossey showing off his deep threat capabilities. Carter Vargas running between the tackles quite well, as he is known to do. So expect those two names to be a big part. Of course, Darian Mensah, the quarterback, can't have a center snap the ball without a quarterback back there to catch it. And he's one of the best in the area. So we're going to start looking at all-area awards soon, pretty quick. Going to be fun to see which of those quarterbacks will be considered among the best. Kevin Ross, we saw play. Colby White here tonight. Of course, already mentioned Mensah. Don't forget, down in the Ocean League, I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but Morro Bay, quarterback out there, has been doing quite well as well. Nicky Johnson, there we go. Got it on 3. Nicky Johnson's been fantastic, as well as the Cooks brothers up in Atascadero. Ken Cook's been fantastic for the Greyhounds in their Ocean League championship.
Getting ready for the kickoff. I'm already thinking of dinner. Beautiful tri-tip sandwich at the snack bar here, Royal Stadium. If I had a Yelp review, I'd give it to him. And the return for the Fierro with the return taken down to the turf by Tyler Garrett. Short gain. And that is a first down for the St. Joseph Knights as they lead this one by 7, 28-21 as we start third quarter action.
Chilly evening tonight. Took my halftime measurements, looking at 49 degrees Fahrenheit, about 3-4 mile an hour breezes when they're coming through. But of course, we're getting that deflected off of Cerro San Luis that we're at the foot of right here.
First and 10 from the 28-yard line for the Knights. Two receivers to each side. Two stacked up on the short set. Man in motion. Now three receivers to the right. Single receiver on the short deck. Fakes the handoff to Vargas Mensah, looking to throw this one. Pass completed out to the near side, tackled by Luke Terry. And that pass to Filson completed.
Filson's been doing a great job on the defensive side of the ball. Good to see him get a little bit of love on the offensive side of the stat sheet, but really tonight he's been in blanket coverage on whatever wide receiver he's been covered on. So here on the other side of the ball, just uses those skills for the other side.
So second down and 1 for the Knights. Mensah looking to the sidelines. Single receiver in the backfield. Working from the pistol. A lot of time here. The receivers to the left, short deck on the right side. Pass to Vargas out of the backfield. Outside the numbers, and Vargas gains enough for the first down. And
Carter Vargas has been doing a fantastic job as a wide receiver. He gets those swing passes, and really they're designed to keep the defensive backs occupied in two spaces. When your defensive back can just focus on defending a wide receiver, the job's relatively easy. When he's got to worry about a run, maybe catching up on a swing pass, watching out for the guy behind him, makes that job much more complicated. Carter Vargas really befuddles defenses in that way.
First and 10, ball spotted at the 40-yard line, left hash mark for Mensah. Vargas in motion out to the outside on the right side. Mensah being chased out of the pocket. Escapes one tackle before he's run out of bounds. And Connor Lopez chasing him out of bounds. And that is a 5-yard pickup for the Knights.
The offensive line for St. Joe did something very well there. They didn't allow any man advantages. Everyone had one or two people covering them. You didn't have a lot of one-on-ones. That's where the D-line is going to win that battle most of the time. And really just a lot of helping pass between the O-line, communicating very well on the pass protection.
Second and 5 from the 45. Knights on their own side of the field. Looking across midfield. 28-21 is our score. 10:47 on the clock. And Vargas gains enough for the first down across the 50. That's a 10-yard pickup for the back. And we're at the 45-yard line of the Royals.
Carter Vargas showing how fast that first gear is for him. He doesn't necessarily need to wait for his full stride to open up before he's going full speed. Just gets between the tackles, uses that agility to keep his legs moving, and gets upfield for a big first down. Carter Vargas, quite the running back for the St. Joseph Knights.
First and 10 from the 45. The receiver stacked up to the wide side of the field. Mensah looking to throw this one. Deep pass. And they're saying that's an incomplete pass as the receiver goes out of bounds with the ball before bringing in the pass. So deep pass averted.
And it looked like Filson once again on that far side. He's been getting a lot of that isolated coverage on the far side. Maybe that's Fossey instead, but either way, was very proud to bring that ball in. Just felt like he got his feet in and unfortunately was a bit wide of that line, and that's an incomplete pass.
McGuyon and Fossey, the receivers on the far side. Filson, the receiver on the near side. Mensah looking to throw this one to Carter Vargas out of the backfield. And he crossed the 40, bobbing and weaving, jumping and jiving, and gets down to the 32-yard or the 37-yard line, 36-yard line correction. 1 yard short of the first down.
Again, just having that underneath route is such a big deal for Mensah. That he's been using that check down route quite a bit as the DB coverage has been fantastic. It's great for him to have Vargas as that kind of pressure release.
And a quick dive play at the line. That's a 2-yard gain for the first down for the Knights on third down.
I love this setup, but that should have been telegraphed a little bit more. The linebacker should have moved up with Mensah when he started walking up to the line. Not a quarterback that typically takes the under center snap. Here, walks up to the center, boom. Immediate snap, dives forward for the QB keeper.
First and 10 for Knights on the Royal 34-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. Just inside the left hash mark. Right before second base. Mensah takes the shotgun snap, looking for a receiver. Chased down by Gabe Rodriguez. And the heavy pressure from Rodriguez results in an incomplete pass. And the defensive pressure on the receiver from Connor Lopez.
And that's the type of plays we were talking about at halftime. Gabe Rodriguez winning his battle, getting to the backfield and getting a hit on Mensah. That's not necessarily something that, hey, they lost yardage or anything like that, but it's going to bring in the head of Mensah. When he starts hearing those heavy footsteps again, he could be thinking, here comes Gabe Rodriguez again. Those battles straight through the middle are mental toughness tests for the quarterback.
And Joe Bailey starting a hashtag trend, I blame the berm. So Joe Bailey tuning in tonight from the Santa Maria Times. Timeout taken by the St. Joseph Knights. We'll join them in the timeout. Mission Prep Royals football continues.
California Fresh Market is more than just your local grocery store. A full-service deli featuring premium boar's head meats and cheeses, handmade take-and-bake pizza, fresh salad and olive bar, gourmet cheese department perfect for any occasion, sushi rolled daily, organic and locally sourced produce, wild-caught seafood, choice Prime and Snake River Farms American Wagyu beef, artisan sourdough bread, and full-service health and wellness. California Fresh Markets, the best on the Central Coast.
You know, Stephen, when I listen to Wes Shepard over there do his PA announcements during our breaks, I always remember I can learn something from that man. And tonight, I always remember that Hyundai of San Luis Obispo not only sponsors Mission Prep football, Mission Prep athletics, the School of Mission Prep, but they also sponsor Old Mission School.
The whole collective, 2-block radius, completely under their purview.
And they are alumni of the program.
Well, there you go.
Second down and 10 for the Knights. Mensah looking to throw this one to Carter Vargas out of the backfield on a play that just kind of fell apart. The ball comes loose. Royal signal they came up with it. Do we have an official call?
Yes, he's signaling right on the sideline. Royals football. Connor Lopez with the recovery. These are the types of big plays you need in order to come back in a game. Looked like Carter Vargas was free and clear, headed down the sideline, pushed a little bit off to get that extra yardage, work for that first down. Not going to be the case. Ball comes loose, and suddenly it's Mission Prep ball headed the other way. And that is a big change of direction for the Royals.
Royals with the turnover. Their first of the contest. Ball spotted at the 26-yard line, right hash mark. As Colby White returns to under center. Cole Tanner, they're back in the backfield for him. Hands it off to Tanner. Tanner pushes forward across the line of scrimmage. Short gain for the senior back.
Of course, last time we saw the Royals offense on the field, there was a lot of attempts at passing the ball into the end zone as they were pushing towards the end zone. None of those passes completed. Tried to make it a tie game, weren't able to. Here they've got a chance to tie it up again.
8:50 on the clock. 2nd and 9 for the Royals. White looking to throw this one with the handoff to Cole Tanner. Tanner with some speed ahead of him. He gains enough for that Mountain Air first down to the 40-yard line. A nice little fake play.
And just gets the ball to Tanner. It's been that delayed handoff that's been the most successful play for the Royals. A lot of it coming from the fact that this D-line is so hungry to get after the quarterback. They see that pass opportunity, they start heading upfield. The draw play is in that way the opposite of the screen, but still abuses the aggression of the defense.
8:20 on the clock. 1st and 10 for the Royals. 40-yard line in their own territory. Handoff to Drew Harrigan this time. And tied up at the line of scrimmage, going nowhere. They're going to give him forward progress at the line of scrimmage.
It's a strong contain job there. It looked like Mackay sat with the left side contain that forced Drew Harrigan down between the tackles, where he then compressed the line down and didn't give a good running lane. Just a good outside DN linebacker. I don't know where they define these things anymore. I'd always say that's a DN, but I keep on hearing that as outside linebacker, even if his hand's in the dirt.
Harrigan, the back. Townsend, the fullback. Second receiver on the near side, J.J. Howard. Left uncovered. Quick pass to Howard. That pass completed. Howard steps out of bounds at the 48-yard line. And that is a 3rd and 2 now for the Royals, as we're 7:25 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter.
Good to see the big number 11 back involved in the action. He missed last week due to an illness. Back here tonight, has had a few chances to get at the ball, but hasn't had it in his hands yet. Gets it in his hands and makes it a short 3rd down attempt.
Royals trying to even this thing up at 28 apiece, following a turnover by the Knights to start the 3rd quarter. And Cole Tanner gets enough for the Mountain Air first down. And since 1975, they've been helping people of all skill levels enjoy the outdoors. Check them out at 667 March Street here in downtown San Luis Obispo.
Tanner Wood there making the actual tackle, but got to give a little bit of love back to Mackay Stat once again. That big defensive end pushing in, making the first contact, and allowing it to get to Tanner Wood. I think if he didn't make that contact, Tanner Cole would have been long gone, as he can get up to speed quite quickly.
Drew Harrigan back in the backfield. Mario Loera in motion from right to left. And the handoff to Drew Harrigan, and Harrigan moves forward for 1 yard. And Stephen, I read a lot of our reads off, and I always say in downtown San Luis Obispo these businesses are located. I got to be careful because I don't really know San Luis Obispo too well.
I mean, if it says that, it's their fault if they're saying we're downtown.
Oh no, I had some of this.
Yeah, Mountain Air is in downtown, so you're all right.
Okay, good. I'm glad that at least I'm not saying KD Capital's in downtown San Luis Obispo.
And KD Capital's wherever you need it, Brian. It's a state of mind.
They're in beautiful Paso Robles, proud sponsor of Mission Prep touchdowns all season long. Hand off to Drew Harrigan. Harrigan trying to find his way outside the tackle, and no gain for 3rd down now, as he gains no yardage on 2nd down, 3rd and 9.
They're trying to get to the outside, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that up the middle is Erwin Tomei, and he's just been fantastic along the D-line. This defensive line is probably the best one they've faced all year. Maybe Atos was a little bit stronger, but that's one that I need to really scratch my brain to get to. But St. Joe doing a good job just causing chaos, forcing these long handoffs that's allowing the linebacker core to get up to Drew Harrigan.
3rd and 9, receiver on the near side, J.J. Howard. Harrigan in the back. Hand off to Harrigan onto the lay, breaks one tackle, pushes forward across the 40. That's going to bring up a 4th and 2. And they're going to make some adjustments.
It looks like David Luera is coming in and J.J. Howard coming out. So they're going to be going with a heavy set here. And this is a bit of a gamble. The D-line's been very strong, as we've been talking about all night, but definitely looks like it's going to be a jumbo set for the Royals.
On the nice 39-yard line.
And White rolling out of the pocket, and he's going to come up short of the first down. That's a turnover on downs. So I'm looking at the clock over there, Stephen, and I noticed that Mission Prep says they have 0 timeouts left.
Yeah, they should probably fix that. St. Joe definitely only has 2, but Mission probably should get 3 back up there. I cannot recall them taking a timeout yet in this half. Of course, the scoreboard's just for the fans. I'm sure the referees have it under control. They typically have clickers that they're using to track these sorts of things.
Maybe we can get a communication over to the clock, see if they can get some adjustments there. And Mensa directing traffic, being chased down by Lucas Elmerick. Gabe Amata, and pushing him out of bounds.
Bad flag. That looks like he tripped over an item on the sideline. I don't think he actually made contact with a player there. They're going to say there is contact, and they're going to confirm it with multiple referees first. I think he tripped over a water ball or something. I didn't see contact.
Gabe Almada did make contact. He pushed him.
Okay.
Coming out, they were already out of bounds, and his momentum brought him out of bounds. And he put his hands up to try to stop, and there was a lot of commotion.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Do I think it was
take a late hit on a quarterback, there's always going to be commotion. I didn't personally see the contact, but
was it intentional?
It's a crowd. Well, it doesn't matter.
Probably not. It wasn't like he was targeting or anything. It was just the way the play developed.
Yeah, I mean, you start adding intent into it. There's never going to be a holding call again. Oh, of course I didn't mean to do that.
No. Of course he meant to do it. Not in this one, but 1st and 10 now for the Knights as Filson takes the pitch. And Filson moves across to the 34 or 44-yard line. 4:12 on the clock. And the Royals need to come up with a stop here. 4 minutes to go. Quick offense now for the Knights as Mensa then pulls up. Darian Mensa looking around, making the adjustment. 3 receivers off to his left, 1 to his right. Hands off to his back. And Vargas with a push forward. And Vargas to the 35-yard line for the first down. 3:44 on the clock. And it's just unfortunate that the Royals could not capitalize on the turnover they got to get points back on the board.
Well, it's not about the turnover margin all the time. It's about what you do with the turnovers. Points off turnover is a big deal at every level of football.
We've got the scoreboard updated for the fans at home inquiring about timeouts left on the board. Darian Mensa with a corner shot. Receiver climbs the ladder. And Fossey pulls it in. Holy smokes.
George Kardashian on the coverage there. Had a good position, had everything right. Just need to have his head a little bit more on a swivel. And I think he could have come away with that one. Had it contested possession, but contested possession always is going to go to the wide receiver. It's the same deal as baseball, you know. Tie goes to the runner.
Ball on the 8-yard line. 3:05 on the clock. 3rd quarter action. Nice looking to put this one in for a bigger lead in this contest. Mensa hands it off to Vargas. Vargas stiff arms his way forward to the 5. And Connor Lopez, the Loera brothers, in on that tackle.
And a lot of different roles, including Kyle Hawk, someone that I expected to be a little bit bigger of a role today. Hasn't quite been that direction. He's been getting a good push up front, but hasn't been getting the tackles he typically does. He's got a giant wingspan, strong hands, typically makes a force that's impossible to run through. Granted, part of that is also the Knights have not tested his part of the line. They've mainly been going off tackle away from Kyle Hawk when they've had the choice.
2:22 on the clock. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Very familiar formation presented by the Knights once again. Split receivers, shotgun formation, flags on the whistle. And we await the call.
Second procedure call coming against the Knights on this drive. First one that's actually going to cost them yardage. Other time that it happened was Darian Mensah was in the backfield, had the ball coming a little bit too fast to him, and it almost caused a broken play. Mensah very quickly moved ahead with the ball, but you got to get these cadences down. It's been on both sides tonight. I get it's a little bit colder, a little bit harder to focus. Everything's ramped up. Emotions are everywhere with the championship game, but you got to focus on the simple parts, the fundamentals.
Fossey, the receiver, on the far side. Magano, the receiver, on the near side. Mensah looking to throw this one. Mario Loera bringing the pressure. Tackled on the move. And comes up close.
Look like Isaac Townsend coming from behind on the tackle. And you got to be careful when you're down near the goal line, tackling someone from behind like that. They get the momentum. You might be actually helping them into the end zone. So that's a dangerous situation as on comes Gabe Rodriguez and RJ Esmond for the Royals. They've got a goal line set in. I think they're expecting a run play here.
Coach Sharp trying to get the crowd fired up on the sidelines.
Always
3rd and
Coach
5.
Sharp.
3rd and goal from the 5. Goal line stance shown by the St. Joseph Knights as Darian Mensah once again doing this I don't know what's going on confusion stance. And apparently he didn't know what was going on. There was a little confusion on the Knights side of the ball as they take a timeout with 58.6 seconds remaining. And with timeouts remaining here, Stephen, Royals have 3, the Knights only have 1, and this could turn into a tight contest down the stretch.
Well, and those timeouts are important for clock management, but before that, it's more important for situations like this. If you have the choice to burn a timeout and ensure that you're going to get a touchdown, would you rather use it here or later on to conserve clock? So you look at timeouts as a form of currency. It doesn't matter necessarily how many of them you have, it's how you use them. If you're just going to be burning them on stuff that doesn't matter, well, then it doesn't matter. It's nice to have them at the end, but it's not like a critical moment like it is now where this could be the difference between a score and not scoring.
And California Fresh Market, the official market of Prep Sports Network, has been a proud supporter of Mission Prep Athletics for numerous years now. They got a premium craft beer selection. They got the best meat and seafood selection on the Central Coast that is unmatched. And we're getting ready for hard-nosed gridiron action right here. 3rd and goal from the 5. 58.6 seconds remain. And now we're taking a timeout the other way. And we're going to take a timeout with them this time. Mission Prep Football rolls on Prep Sports Networks.
Changes, so can your insurance needs. Talking with Farmers Insurance Agent Jennifer White can help you assess whether you're ready for the journey ahead. Call Farmers Agent Jennifer White today at 805-592-1272. That's Jennifer White at 805-592-1272.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
This is a game of who is going to flinch first. 28-21, 58.6 remain in the 3rd quarter. I'd like to thank California Fresh Market, proud supporter of Mission Prep Football all season long, the official grocery store of Prep Sports Network. Mensah takes the snap. And that is a completed throw. And Fossey with the reception. I could not see that. I had somebody in my say. That was a touchdown, completed touchdown pass.
Got a packed crowd here tonight, and it's a little tough to get that angle, but the referee had the call right at his feet. Beautiful angle of it. Touchdown Fossey, his third of the night. He's been just brilliant for the Knights all season long, but especially here in the championship game where you want to shine the brightest, Fossey has risen to the occasion and really gotten the Knights up big in this game.
At 53.2 seconds, the kick up and good. And the kick up and good by Strolberg. We'll get that right. We have to update some stuff here. Stephen, we have...
right now it's up to Mission Prep, right? They've got to get their big guns going, and they've got to move in a hurry. They've only got a minute left in this quarter. After that, you've got the 12, as you standardly do in high school, to get going. And really, we haven't seen a lot of the deep pass. Part of that's just due to the fact that up front, Mission Prep has not had the best pass protection they could have tonight. It's been tough for Colby White to set his feet and launch a ball, but that doesn't mean that the pass game's completely out of the cards. They can do the shorter passes. We saw it be successful in the last drive with the pass to J.J. Howard. That there's a lot of options still available to them. They're still in this game, and it's a matter of just belief right now. They've got to find a way to make the big plays happen.
And Jack Stolberg back to kick this one off. And we've seen how he's been kicking all night. He does the ground ball down the middle. And that one did not turn over well. Off the foot of Connor Lopez, bouncing around. And we have a whistle at midfield. And they're going to signal St. Joseph ball.
And that's a disaster scenario. That's also the type of kick that, given a dozen times, Jack Stolberg probably wouldn't have been able to get that more than once. What a kick. Just an onside-er straight into the legs, and that is a poor bounce for the Royals. Right now, the Knights looking to put this one to sleep. If that was indeed on purpose and not just a roller that they're trying to get going the other way, that was a big play by the St. Joseph Knights to potentially put this one out of reach if they score on this drive.
Not the way that one intended. And Royals football on PSNtv is sponsored by Farmers Insurance agent Jennifer White. Give her a call today. Get a quote, 805-592-1272. Ball spotted at the 47-yard line. Mensah in the backfield with Vargas Carter, who takes the handoff, or Carter Vargas, that is. And he's still churning his feet, still running. Gets enough for the first down. He's down at the 35-yard line as he made a hard right turn at second base. Like Bugs Bunny looking for Pismo Beach in and up in New Mexico or Albuquerque or somewhere.
Yeah, ends up in Albuquerque, made a wrong turn trying to get to Pismo Beach for the Clams. You know why Pismo Beach was always a reference? It's because after World War II, it was a popular R&R location for GIs. More you know about Looney Tunes.
23.2 seconds running. I'm trying to count the seconds off for you. 18, 15, something like that. Follow the clock on your own. You can see it.
Yeah, follow the bouncing clock. That's going to be the end of the action in the third quarter. St. Joe looking to put this one to sleep, but Mission still has a lot to say in this game.
This game has plenty of time left, 12 minutes to decide the winner in this Mountain League Championship contest. Our score, St. Joseph 35, Mission Prep 21. We continue.
Get a head start on your New Year's goals with Kennedy Club Fitness. Locations all over San Luis Obispo County. You've got classes, sauna, steam room, tub, and a heated pool. It's where I work out. It's Kennedy Club Fitness. Feel like eating out, maybe ordering in? Why not try Papa's Thai Cafe, proud sponsor of Mission Prep High School football. Located right downtown off Monterey and Johnson, open Tuesday to Sunday, Papa Thai's Cafe.
I don't know how late they're
open. I do. I have a read chart here. I'll tell you We're talking about Papa Taste Cafe, a great place to eat, Steven's telling me, and I definitely need to check them out. For those wondering, Papa Taste Cafe, let me pull my sheet here. Having to go back in time. I'm glad I'm not special, I can do that. Steven, they're open Tuesday through Sunday, 11 to 3 and 4 to 9. They take an hour lunch break.
That's how you know it's a good Thai place, when they take a lunch break.
Because they want to eat lunch too. So here we go, back under action. That's the wrong graphic. Let's bring the right graphic in. Boom, there we go. Fourth quarter presented by Milestone Tavern. Vargas with the carry. 9-yard carry for Vargas.
At the quarter break, we had a good chance to see Coach Schuster talking to the players. He's not a guy I consider a yelling coach. He's not a screamer. I've worked and played under guys like that. Coach Schuster, when he raises his voice, he means it. He tries to get his guys focused in. He's not a guy that does it every time. He's very selective. Could hear his voice raise a little bit there. He's trying to get his players back rallied around him. I really appreciate the judicious use of volume by this coach.
And handoff out of the backfield once again for Vargas. And that's a first down for St. Joseph. And tonight's fourth quarter is presented by Milestone Tavern, the official post-game hangout for the Mission Prep Royals. Come by after the game and hang out with the Royals. In fact, I'm going to stop by tonight after the game.
Milestone Tavern's great. If you are someone that is of age to take in adult beverages, every beer that is served around Slow proper, outside of the craft breweries, that kind of stuff, is poured there. So you got a great selection of beers, good food. I used to always go there after our hockey games at Santa Rosa Park.
Pass down the line, completed. Magayan with the carry, and a flag coming up at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, caught me glancing at the roster. I'm not sure what this could be. As referees having another good discussion. Something I like about this referee crew is that they're not too hasty on anything. They're making sure that if there's any question, they get multiple confirmations, that they have a good picture of what's happening from multiple angles before they just make a call. It could be an illegal man downfield from the looks of it for St. Joe. So they're going to be backed up a little bit here, and it's going to remain first down.
Stephen, I'm glad you know your football calls, because I would have been clueless.
Either that or illegal substitution. I'm trying to remember that one. It's a pretty infrequent one, but it's going to be moving back about 5 yards and repeated first down, I believe.
A referee pat on the head is what I would have called that. And Thomas. Inadvertent flag.
Odd, because he did signal it and then waved it off after the signal. Normally, once the signal's been sent in, they're measuring it off, but no, just going to bring up second down.
Royals trying to stop the offense of the Knights, up by 2 scores already. Following I don't even want to call it a botch, a mishap on the kickoff. Resulting in a turnover.
Just a bad bounce off a leg.
And Carter Vargas once again with the carry. What's tried and true. We have a dog pile.
Cal Hawk can be credited with the tackle here, as he's been the guy in the middle of the formation. He's going to be tested here the rest of the night probably, and into next week as we, again, turn our eyes towards the playoffs. A lot of those D3 teams, I imagine, pretty heavy run teams. The air-it-out type teams tend to be in D1, and that's where St. Joe's going to find themselves.
Vargas in the backfield with Mensah. And Vargas once again with the handoff. And Vargas trying to get enough for the first down. And they finally stopped the forward progress. And it looks like he does have enough for the first down. Lucas Elgemrick in on the tackle. Plenty of tackles there.
Now, something that Mission Prep fans will want to keep an eye on is not just their own ranking here this next Saturday, but also the ranking of a team across downtown. There's a good chance that the Slowtown Showdown could be happening once again this year in playoffs. San Luis Obispo's base division is Division 3. If they're not promoted or demoted, and they end up staying in that division, they'd be in the same bracket as Mission Prep. Something to keep in the back of your mind when you start looking at those brackets tomorrow morning.
First and goal from the 8-yard line for the Knights. Single receiver on the left side. Carter, ball comes loose.
A lot of different bodies on the ground right now. St. Joe thinks they have it. Mission thinks they do. There's more Royals around that ball than Knights. Touchdown, Knights.
Knights come up with the touchdown.
Big boy touchdown, recovering the ball in the end zone. It is the dream of every O-lineman to recover a fumble in the end zone. And tonight I didn't see which O-lineman it was, but someone got to live that dream among the big boy core of St. Joe.
And we have an injury on the field, so we're going to take an injury timeout. We'll be right back.
Off Highway 101, just minutes from downtown San Luis Obispo, Pismo Beach, and Central Coast Wine Country. Book your next Central Coast stay at Madonna Inn. With 110 unique guest rooms, on-site restaurants, bars, bakery, shopping, hiking, biking, and day spa, Madonna Inn is your travel destination dream. Let's go Mission Prep. Let's stay at Madonna Inn.
So we're going with a consensus that it was Michael Ventura with the recovery for the St. Joseph Knights in the end zone.
Yeah, one of the big 70 numbers is what we're looking at. I think it's either Lepe or Ventura, but again, big time recovery, heads up play by the offensive lineman to pick that ball up in the end zone and extend the lead for the Knights. Right now, 41-21, pending the extra point.
41-21 is the score. Extra point, up and good on the top deck. And this one is getting tight. The window is getting tighter for the Royals to climb back into this one. 8:29 remains, a 3-score lead for St. Joseph in this Mountain League contest.
Oh, this one's not over. It's going to be a tight window for the Royals to get back into it. They got to remember, this is the team that was able to come from the bottom, not expected to do much in this league, and they beat AG. They beat Paso. They beat Lompoc. I mean, if you had told me years ago, even last year, start of this year even, that Mission Prep was going to overcome Lompoc, one of the biggest, longest legacies on the coast, I would have been beyond impressed and flabbergasted. So they need to remember that they've got that pride in them and carry themselves with it to finish this game out and finish looking strong, because there's plenty of football left to play. I've seen 21-point leads erased in no time.
Jack Stolberg ready to kick this one off. Everybody on their high alert. This one off the ground this time. And Howard collects the hot potato and takes it out of bounds before he gets to the 30-yard line. 8:24 on the clock. I anticipate a change in this one, and Colby White walking down the sideline with Coach Schuster.
And Colby White going to be probably a featured player in this next setup. Hopefully he was able to keep himself warm. As we said, it's in the high 40s here tonight. And Colby White does not play defense, so no bicycle on the sideline, anything like that. He's got to have found a way to keep his arm in it. He hasn't been on the field for some time.
Split receivers for each receiver. Drew Harrigan, the single back. And a jump at the line, bringing out the laundry. And it's a false start or encroachment on the defense, that is.
Encroachment against St. Joe there, yeah. And this is going to actually change up the play. Sometimes they keep the players in the huddle following a false start or encroachment. Not this time. Colby White heads back to the sideline to check a new play in. They'll be changing something up. They saw something that they liked in that initial formation.
And we have a final score coming out of the Ocean League. Pioneer Valley 21, Atascadero 20.
Ooh. That's not how Atascadero wanted to finish.
Pass down the line. Luke Terry with the completion. And quickly rounded up by the Knights. And Filson with the tackle. Jeremiah Filson making the stop for a short gain.
Filson just had a clean look at Luke Terry there, and once his hands were on him, Luke Terry didn't have a great chance to get off. It was just momentum versus flat feet, and that's not a battle that Luke Terry was going to win, unfortunately. Going to bring up a second and medium. As they come out of the huddle in shotgun, Colby White with two receivers either side and Drew Harrigan behind him.
Here's a snap, handoff to Harrigan. And Harrigan met at the line. No gain. Dominic Soares on that one.
And this feels a bit like a quicksand type environment where the more they struggle, the deeper it's getting. They've got to remain calm in this situation. We talked about how adversity is a good thing to have going into playoffs. Good reminder that things are going to be tough for them as they try and play in these important games. This is a good chance to, find that breath, control your breathing, get the oxygen flowing. Remember what you practiced on all week.
Split receivers. Colby White looking to throw this one on 3rd down and 8. And intended for Howard, incomplete pass. Pressure on the quarterback from Makai Sat.
Makai Sats had a wonderful night tonight. Just a beautiful set of plays by St. Joseph Knight, ends and defensive tackle, moves around the line a good bit. But Sat just doing a fantastic job all night tonight, compacting the line and removing lanes and getting pressure.
Gage Cheney end up boot this one away for the Royals. Nice punt sent away by Cheney. Dolan in on the return coverage. And the tackle coming by way of Gabe Almada.
Well, the Knights are going to get the ball back at the similar place that they had last time. Last time they took a few bites at the apple before finally pushing it in. And so this defense going to come out, try and force a turnover, try and make a big play. This is where you should start seeing some of those house blitzes, some weird stunts, because worst case scenario, you end up allowing a touchdown. But, I mean, is that the worst case scenario at all, or you're going to give yourself a chance to get back into this game?
6:47 remaining in this Mountain League contest. Championship game on the line. Co-defending champs looking to walk away with the outright title this year. Royals looking to get back into this one. Carter Vargas with the carry. A nice gain across the 50 for Carter Vargas. 9-yard pickup. And Kyle Hawk making the stop for the Royals. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line.
Carter Vargas able to just retain that momentum, bouncing and pinballing through the line. And that's a lot of just balance work and a lot of time in the weight room, something that a lot of people don't recognize about weight training. It actually helps your speed and balance quite a bit.
Darian Mensah with 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. The outside receiver, Filson. Vargas once again off to the races. And that's a first down for St. Joseph. 5:57 on the clock. Less than 6 minutes to go now in this contest. Royals trail by 3 touchdowns. Our score 42-21. Ball spotted at the 26. Left hash mark for St. Joseph.
And St. Joe just keeping this clock moving, keeping the ball pushed down the field. They're trying to keep possession here more than they're trying to score immediately.
Fierro with the carry, losing his footing on the plant and turn.
And just got a little bit too low. I think his elbow clipped the ground as he tried to keep himself up, and maybe it was his elbow, maybe it was his knee, actually looking at where he fell to. The field has been a third character in this fight, third man in, if you will, and really been causing some chaos on plants and turns, and the way the ball's bounced as well. It's been a major factor. It's been that way since they've been playing on this field, which is quite some time. It's both the practice and game field for Mission Prep.
As well as soccer field and baseball field and everything else field. Fierro with the carry once again, tripped up by David Loera. And David Loera making another big stop in this contest.
Yeah, go figure. Green space hard to come by in a downtown environment, even in a downtown such as SLO, which we don't got skyscrapers, but still a pretty dense situation, and tough to find more room to put another field in somewhere on this campus, as you pretty much can see it on the camera. It's the building next to us and this field.
Pass out to the left side, complete to Fosse. Colin Fosse with another catch tonight. And Luke Terry with the stop. Ball spotted at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Knights. 4:31.
Yeah, for the Royals, this isn't going the way that they had wanted. They came out strong out of the gate. They led by 14 at one point in this game, and the Knights have just been playing fantastically. We said after those first 14, this is what the Knights were capable of. And the Royals just unable to keep up with this pace.
And Fierro with not a good carry on that one, struggling to keep his feet underneath him once again.
Got his right foot too far out from underneath his hips. Typically, if you're going to get some good grip, you're going to be able to make that cut, but just a little bit too far. It's cold, it's damp, it's a dirt field that's kind of beat up. Couldn't keep his balance as a result, as they end up getting no gain on a well-blocked play.
Flag.
Flag on the play.
Man in motion for the Knights, Oscar Magayan.
False start on the offense.
False start on the offense, pushing them back. 3:51 remains.
We will say, as far as the crowd goes, this was absolutely packed tonight. The St. Joe fans packed the visitor stands of the Gill, and then also were boundary to boundary as far as the fence line, standing room only. Mission Prep the same way. Home stands completely full, remain that way. And berm was filled out, as well as the area by the school buildings, and all along the sidelines here is a great turnout by both schools for our championship game.
The grassy amphitheater.
The berm that you've decided to make your nemesis.
Yeah, it's my nemesis. My spirit animal is a groundhog. Pitch to Magayan.
You'd think that a groundhog would like a berm, though, because, you sit at the top of a berm as a groundhog, it gives you a higher burrow. So we're going to have a timeout. St. Joe going to be there, or no, they signaled their incorrect direction. Timeout Mission Prep.
Timeout Mission Prep. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back. Football continues on Prep Sports Network. We got 3:26 remaining. The ball is spotted at the 14-yard line. 3rd and 10 for the St. Joseph Knights, who lead 41-17 42-21, leading by 21 over the Mission Prep Royals in this Mountain League Championship game.
The Battle of the Bishops, two private schools in the area going head-to-head for the championship. Couldn't have asked for a better conclusion of the season than this as far as an overarching look goes.
The receivers to his left, tight end to his right. Pressure coming from Townsend. Throw to a wide open receiver, Oscar Magayan. I'll get it right. I do apologize. Oscar Magayan with the reception for 14 yards out. Our score, 48-21.
Mensa just does a good job recognizing the pressure, steps up in the pocket and delivers a beautiful ball to a wide open wide receiver. That is good pocket presence by a quarterback. Said it a lot of times in this broadcast, but there's a lot of reasons why that guy is getting D1 looks and is likely to go somewhere on scholarship, as this kick is up and good and will make it a 28-point lead, 49-21.
49-21 is our score with 3:20 remaining in this contest. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Old San Luis Barbecue, a proud supporter of Mission Prep football. With 2 locations in SLO, Old San Luis Barbecue Company is the local spot to enjoy the best barbecue on the Central Coast. Check out their locations on Higuera and Broad, or order delivery with a third-party partner at Old San Luis Barbecue Company, proud supporters of Royals football.
(49-21) is our score. 3:20 remain in this contest.
Jack Stolberg to kick off.
Stolberg with the kickoff. Whistles.
I think we're having offside on the kick. There's a couple of nights that were past the ball by the time it was actually contact was made. It's fun being had in the batting cages and back them up. Royals going to be looking to just probably wind down the clock themselves here a little bit. The game's a little bit out of reach. Coach Schuster, someone that takes a lot of pride in this team, not someone that's going to be trying to take desperate shots just to make the final score look better. I expect him to run a pretty standard set of plays here, get the team back focused up, and get ready for playoffs. As I said, both these teams likely to be going to playoffs. St. Joseph likely looking at Division I. Mission Prep, Division III.
Squib kick, collected by the Royals. Cole Tanner brings it out to the 46-yard line. And the reason I looked away to see what was going on in the batting cages, Stephen, because I thought Razor Ramon was in the house, because I heard, "Hey, yo."
Oh, okay.
I was like, what? So that was Luke Jacobson doing his best impression of Razor Ramon. "Hey, yo."
Rest in peace, Scott Hall. But Mission Prep coming back out here again. Going to be looking at a heavier set, as this be David Luer looks to be checking in at that tight end kind of flanker position. He also has played O-line. David and Mario Luer plug in just about everywhere on this offense and defense. When they were first brought in as freshmen, is to help out the defense in a struggling team. They ended up doing all right that season under the Brian Kowal years. And really helped resurrect this team. Here on their senior night, they've been fantastic. A lot of great seniors on this team, but they're ones that have played for 4 full years at varsity.
3:16, Austin said so. It's cold. Cole Tanner with a breaking loose run, tries to shake one tackle, does, and pushes forward, still on his feet, and he gains enough for a mountain air. First down. 3:08 on the clock. The clock will run as soon as the chains are set. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line.
There, another senior making his presence known. Cole Tanner came in as a transfer from Atascadero. Atascadero, the Ocean League champs, might be splitting it with SLO technically, but they won the head-to-head. Cole Tanner has been a fantastic addition. Has played half this season. I expect to see a lot of great things with them going into playoffs.
Playing his 6th game under the banner of the Royals. Cole Tanner with the handoff once again. Met by a wall of Knights. And gained 1 yard. That brings up 2nd down and 9. 2:28 and running is the clock. At this point, they're playing for pride, and it's all a formality.
I mean, it's not a formality. You do want to set the good habits, and the guys that are getting game time right now are guys that they want to make sure are reinforcing those good habits. Guys that they're also trying to make sure aren't getting hurt. As Drew Harrigan is a little bit banged up, he's getting a little bit of a rest on the sideline right now.
Cole Tanner once again with the handoff. And Tanner gets pushed backwards after 1 yard of forward progress.
J.J. Hour is going to be re-entering now. He's pulling out David Luera, lightening up the formation a little bit, taking one tight end out and getting a wide receiver back in. So we could see them try and air it out here, get a final score, and walk off with that. J.J. Howard, big, deep threat, has not been part of the game plan as far as making the actual catches, but he has been targeted a good amount here tonight.
1:24 and running the clock. 3rd down and 8. Timeout St. Joseph. They want to talk this one over. So we're going to go ahead and take the timeout with them. We'll be right back. Mission Prep Football continues on Prep Sports Network.
California Fresh Market is more than just your local grocery store. A full-service deli featuring premium boar's head meats and cheeses, handmade take-and-bake pizza, fresh salad and olive bar, gourmet cheese department perfect for any occasion, sushi rolled daily, organic and locally sourced produce, wild-caught seafood, choice Prime and Snake River Farms American Wagyu beef, artisan sourdough bread, and full-service health and wellness. California Fresh Markets, the best on the Central Coast.
Mission Prep Football is here to stay on the Central Coast as a powerhouse. For the next time you want to get away, book a room at the Madonna Inn. The world-famous hotel and resort is conveniently located right off the 101 in San Luis Obispo with unique rooms, spas, horseback riding, and much, much more. Check them out, the Madonna Inn on exit 201 here in San Luis Obispo.
Exit was made specifically for the Madonna Inn. That's how he made his money, was as a highwayman, had the inn as a side project, and that's why the exit goes right in. So it's going to be a foul of some variety here on this game, or on this play. Offsides against St. Joe. It's going to be a 3rd and shorter now. But yeah, it's really interesting, this history of the Madonna Inn as this kind of passion project, and now it's this icon that's been in Lady Gaga videos. It's been highlighted in all sorts of different travel documentaries. One of the things that makes our community so special.
And I want to let you know, I learned that it was exit 201 today because I needed something to talk about. So I was like, what exit is that? 201. Now we know. At least if you're going north. If you're going south, it might be something different. I don't know. Colby White stepping back to throw, getting some protection in the pocket. Plenty of time, looking to throw. Finally going to run, and he just cannot find the seam up the middle. And 1:07, the clock is going to run. We're going to drop below a minute to go here right about now. Well, less than a minute to go. So our final score most likely will be this, 49-21. St. Joseph Knights are going to improve to 9-1 overall, 7-0 in the Mountain League.
Just a great season by them. I mean, you look, they didn't play a soft schedule. They didn't really take the easy road. Just a fantastic program this year.
Handoff to Cole Tanner out of the backfield. Tanner working his way, finding a seam, and he's trying to prove me wrong, which I enjoy. He's like, Brian, this isn't going to be the final score, and I'm going to try to prove you wrong.
And getting the hand signals in is Coach Schuster. He's trying to get the play call in so that they can get this snap off without losing too much time off the clock or having to take a timeout and extend this game. So going to be a quick snap here.
23 seconds and going. Clock running. 1st down. Colby White, corner shot, looking for Tyler Garrett. Tyler Garrett climbs the ladder. Cannot complete the pass as he hits the turf. Clock stops with 14.7 to remain. And the Royals looking to punch this in one last time.
Just a quick corner shot there. Colby White got a few feet and then just turned to the left and went to the end zone on an angled throw or angled route for that throw. Had a good shot at it and tells you what a big target Tyler Garrett is. And he still had a chance on that ball, despite it being about a yard out of bounds from looks of it.
Stay tuned for our post-game show presented by CB Chevrolet. We'll announce our player of the game coming up in moments. Colby White hands it off to to Cole Tanner. And Cole Tanner pushes forward. And Luke Jacobson laughing at me on that misstep. I am cold. My brain is frozen inside my skull.
That's impressive considering it's only in the 40s out. Timeout, Mission Prep. They're going to take this last timeout in order to give themselves the last chance to kind of get that last score, go in with some good vibes, end the night on a high note.
You know, Stephen, I just went to pick up my notes to let you all know where we're going to be next week.
Where are we going to be next week, Brian?
I don't know.
I know where I am. I'm going to be in Missoula. So hopefully it's a bye week. It's all going to come down to what teams declare, what teams go where, how the division shift, all of that fun stuff. I do expect Mission to host, even after this loss.
Well, I do declare. I do declare.
When I took a look at Cal Preps earlier in the week, Mission Prep was the highest ranked D4 team in Cal Preps for the Central section. So they should be high enough up that they're going to stay in that kind of area. I'm not sure if they'll host throughout, but they'll definitely be up to where they should be in the top half of their bracket in D3.
3rd and 2. 3rd and goal from the 2. The ball is spotted at the 2-yard line. I got my binoculars back. I can see. Colby White under center. Pass into the corner. And J.J. Howard's pass is incomplete. 7.1 seconds remaining. We're now with a 4th down and goal at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, so this will be the last play for the Royals, one way or the other of the regular season. A fantastic group of seniors we're seeing off. Last guaranteed home game for them. But as I said, wouldn't bet on it being the last one, period.
Hands off to Cole Tanner. And Tanner stuffed. And making the stop for the Knights on the final play of the regular season for the Royals is Andrew Lepe. And 2.3 seconds remain. I'm assuming this is going to be a friendly knee. And we'll see everybody in the postseason.
Yeah, and this is where you hit that shift. As soon as the clocks hit 0 here, all this animosity should go aside. Hope St. Joe, nothing but the best coming in the playoffs, as well as the rest of the teams across the Central Coast. This is where we have to go prove ourselves as a region and cheer each other on, unless you come in across some crossed wires in a bracket, and then it's back on at least for a week.
Need one more player to complete the offensive numbers.
And it is a little bit tough because they're so close to their own goal line that a kneel down has got to happen real close to the center. And he won't go into the end zone. That'll be it.
And coming up is our post-game show. In just moments, we'll announce our player of the game. And I want to let you know that the Coaches Show with David Schuster will be back soon. He recently gave, not him personally, but his wife gave birth to their 3rd daughter. And he's been spending a lot of time with his wife at home helping care for family needs. So we do appreciate him. And we'll return soon with the Coaches Show with head coach David Schuster on Prep Sports Network. We'll be right back with the post-game wrap-up. We'll be right back.
The team at CB Chevrolet would like to welcome you to the dealership in San Luis Obispo, where we're confident you'll find the vehicles you're looking for at a price you can afford. Come and check out our full selection of new Chevrolet vehicles or get a great deal on a reliable pre-owned model. No matter which vehicle you decide on, our professional finance team will help you get settled with a competitive financing or lease plan at CB Chevrolet in San Luis Obispo.
Welcome to the postgame show presented by CB Chevrolet. They know you have high expectations in your automotive experience and your car buying shopping needs. So they are excited and ready to exceed those needs for you. Stephen, post-game show here. Our final score, 49-21. What can the Royals take away from this loss?
It's about that adversity, about those challenges that they face, the hard-hitting series. The teams that they're going to be facing going forward, every single game could be the last. You got to trust the things that you brought with you, trust the process, trust all those things that you've been doing all year are going to pay off for you in the long term. And really know that, hey, it's not going to be easy. There's no easy games left on the schedule. There haven't been easy games, but this is a reminder that it's not always, raspberries and whipped cream. Sometimes you got some hard stuff you got to get through. And St. Joe, fantastic team. That's why they're probably going to be in D1 here this next week. The top bracket, the one where, really the championship is a championship. It's not a consolation prize. Mission Prep going to be playing for their own championship, but it's not going to be the tough road that St. Joe has in front of them. Mission Prep has to be ready. It's going to be hard. It's going to be grueling, and they've got to be ready for this. This type of adversity isn't fun. Would have been better for them to come away with the championship, the Mountain League Championship, but it's on to CIF.
The St. Joseph Knights claimed their 5th Mountain League Championship in 5 years, their 4th outright championship. The Mission Prep Royals fall to 6-1 in their first season in the Mountain League, falling to 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3.
Overall.
Other losses are Bakersfield Christian and Aptos. Aptos is going to be in the Central Coast section. Bakersfield Christian, I believe, is going to be in D2. I didn't look too closely, but they had a fantastic season themselves. But that's another team that keep an eye out for. We could be seeing once again come the playoff brackets. That's all going to be decided tomorrow. We don't know where it's going to be. Don't know who they're going to play. Don't know a lot of things, but do know one thing. Regardless of the outcome, I'm not going to be here next week, and this is going to be sappy, but proud of this team. Proud of the players on it. Proud of how they went through Mountain League play, only one loss. Very hard to do. I said at the top of the broadcast, there's 13 other teams that love to be on this field tonight, and they weren't allowed. It is these two teams that went up against each other, and both of them played very well.
We are waiting for the players to break the huddle to do their traditional post-game ceremony with the fans who are eagerly awaiting them as well. I think it is time for us to announce our player of the game. The votes are in. I've handed you the card. You can open the envelope.
Yeah, we're going.
I would have we can have a drum roll and give it away, Stephen.
Yeah, we're going a little off script. Normally we do a Royals player of the game. I will announce a Royals player of the game after, but the overall player of the game, Colin Fassey, had fantastic night receiving. Was a big spark getting the back into it. The Knights easily could have quit tonight when they were down 14-0. As far as a Royals player of the game, probably going to go with Cole Tanner. Did a fantastic job running the ball. Was a huge part of them getting that 14-point lead at the start and just ended up playing well in the finish. But overall, Colin Fassey, our player of the game tonight.
And those are our two players of the game, the overall and the regular. Mission Prep football rolls on into the playoffs. I will be there the entire way, given that we are permitted broadcast rights. So that's a whole nother ball game that I don't.
Not on air.
That's a whole nother ball game. Just saying, there's rules to the broadcasts. Just know that.
Yeah, if you're
There's
someone
hierarchy.
that likes to follow live, keep an eye on the Twitter feeds because
Yes.
we might have to go audio only. If we're at home, we'll be fine. But on the road, things get a little hairy.
So follow us on Twitter, Stanley on Sports, Slowpoke Sports, or The Prep SN. Plus, you also got MCP Football. So there you go. Those are all your Twitter feeds. Appreciate you joining us all season long. From Royal Stadium, downtown San Luis Obispo, our final score, Mountain League champions, St. Joseph Knights 49. Your Mission Prep Royals 21.